You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. What's up, everybody? Make sure you hit that like and share button, please, and thank you very much. Hello. Happy Sunday. What's up, Charlie? Hey, boo. What's up, the purple one? How y'all doing this morning? Charlie said, I will join, but I'm doing D. I do it every Sunday from 9 to 2. Sometimes we go over. No problem, babe. No problem at all. No problem at all. I did drop the link for anybody if they did want to join me on the panel today for some of the things that we're going to be discussing. But first thing first, again, make sure you guys like and share the video. Subscribe to the Hood Table if you are new here. Feel free to hit that membership if you want to become a member. And also, if you want to donate to the commentary, please feel free. $ the Hood Table 402. What's up, Melissa King Econ? Melissa, what you doing? Hit the old nasty piece of stanky lank if you got time. You ain't been on our panel in a month of Sundays, okay? But y'all know how we do over here. Anybody is welcome in the chat as long as everybody, gets along fine and things like that. The link is pinned to the top if anybody wants to hit the link. But other than that, I just want to discuss a few things with you guys. As you see from the title of the video is the VS. I should have put icon, huh? Hold on, let me see. Let me change it. Can I change it right now? Hold on. Okay, so it says VS done pulled out the archives, but I'm about to change it to VS Icon has pulled out the archives. And I also, the latter half of the title is, and Briiiine done left the building. So those are basically the two topics that I want to discuss today, and we'll see from where we go then. If anybody else got any other topics or things they want to discuss, regarding the B sector or whatever. But those are my two topics this morning. So if anybody wants to join me, feel free if you want to discuss that with me. I'm just going to go over what I saw. I haven't been able to see everybody's video because I did work yesterday. And then I did go live yesterday. And then I had my baby last night, my grandbaby. So I did have him. His dad came and picked him up this morning so he can go to his other grandma's house. But so I didn't get to watch everybody's video, but I did watch about 5 videos. I was able to watch about 5 videos. So I'm pretty caught up on what has been going down. Mel, what's up, boo?
Hey.
How you doing?
I ain't talked to you in a minute. What's going on?
I know. I'm like, dang. I think the last time you probably hit our panel was probably for like a Friday Night Live, huh? Maybe months ago or something like that.
I think so. I forget what was going on, but I got on one when Miss Sislo was up there.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what we were talking about, but it's been a few months, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Well, it's always good to see you in the chat, and I know we're social media friends too, so it's always good to see you. Hope everything is going well with you. If you want to stay up here and join me, if you can, unless you just was popping up to say hello. But yeah, if you want to join me, you know you're free to be up here with me, girl.
I'll hang out with you for a few minutes.
Okay.
Hey, hey, Verbal Assassin. Hey, Charlie. Ben
What's
Stinker.
up? Everybody's dropping in on us this morning, huh? Hey, Variable Assassin and Bitch Thinker. And who else we got? Robin, Tammy Marie, Tay Bay. I just love Tay Bay's name. RNY, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. We got the purple one. Good morning, you guys. Hey, Charlie. Hey, VS. Thank you, VS. You know, VS, I was watching your video. You know what? VS, when she gets really, really into her shows, she be having me cracking up.
Hey,
Now,
Ben.
I don't want to call it animated or anything like that, but especially when she start to screaming and get, like you can just tell, like, okay, I'm feeling some type of way. I'm about to let this shit out. But
She
that
passionate.
shit, woohoo. Did you watch her last night? Okay, have you been keeping up with what's been going on?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been in and out. I haven't been keeping up with everything. You know, usually what I'll do is go to a channel like yours where I can get a summarization of the situation.
Oh Lord. So are you following the
Instead of-
story with Brian? You know, he was sick in the hospital, blood clots. And then also there's the story with TC and Just Krista, how they've been going back and forth. And Just Krista has spilled some of TC's tea.
I heard
Saying
about that.
that she got like a lot of things going on down there, right?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, VS. She made a video last night and she done went into the archives
Now
to
I saw.
kind of
I think
vindicate.
I saw part of VS's video. I didn't see the whole thing, but I got the gist.
What? Girl. VS said they've been flagging. What? They've been flagging you all night? What
For
what
the
what they
video,
flagging you for? What, please tell me what they trying to flag you for? And that's your video from your archives. Y- it- You weren't up there doing anything wrong on the video. Shoot, TC was talking, and I don't remember the whole video because VS says she does have the whole video, but she just clipped out that certain portion
hmm
of the video, for the sake of her live last night to try to
hmm
help to vindicate, just Krista. Um, because evidently TC was saying something about she never put that information out there. She never spoke about that information. That was personal, private, information, her health information or whatever. And other people in the sector was saying, well, we've been knowing that. We heard about that a long time ago. Different things like that. Child, all I gotta say, if y'all don't know by now, VS keeps all her videos. Videos. VS is like Michelle A.T. Elliott. I remember back in the Gap when people used to threaten Michelle to take
hmm
videos down, and she'd be like, I shall not. I ain't taking none of my shit down. Take me to court. Make me. But yeah, VS is the same way. I ain't taking shit down. That's my archive and that's my videos, and I can play them and replay them and replay them. So I don't
So,
understand
and
why they're trying to flag.
I agree with that. If it's your video, I mean, and the person was on there willingly, you know, how is that a violation if they agreed to do the video? But
Child.
but let me ask you this: so did she confirm what just Crystal was saying when she was talking?
Basically, yes. Basically, yes. And I'm glad VS played it several times because see what had happened was I had came into the show because sometimes we just don't get our notifications right away. And I had came into the show and
hmm
VS I think was 28 minutes in.
hmm
So she had already played the video from the archives before that, way before that. I'm glad she played it again.
hmm
Because when I was coming in, I didn't even realize there was a video or anything, but she played it again like after I had, not just for me, but I'm just saying after I came in,
Right.
she played it for the third time, and then after she was done, I went back and read about the whole video, and I let that video play in slow motion, the part
Okay.
from TC out of her own voice, and
Uh,
she literally slipped up. You know when you be talking about general people, like let's say you was like, oh yeah, yeah, man, they went out there and they robbed the store and whatever, whatever, whatever. And then when I mean when they, that type of situation,
yeah. Yeah.
that's what had happened. They were discussing, women who are born with both parts. And TC was saying there's a lot of, butches or lesbians who have that issue that is not uncommon. And she just going into detail. And VS was like, yeah, and I heard they use the peen, the little thing, the squirt, and they do all this other shit. And, VS was getting into the conversation of what she heard or what she read. And TC was adding to the commentary what she knows personally.
Uh,
And then she said, we. She
uh.
said, "Yeah, we," and then she stopped and she caught herself.
So that was considered the confirmation.
That's what people are believing, and that's
Okay.
what VS is believing, and other people have said that she talked about it before, she said it before, and yeah, that's what she was doing. Yep, VS, and that video is from 2018, and she was saying all the things that she knew exactly what all the things do down there and how they work and everything.
Well, you know what? I will say this because now one of the things that I was hearing in different people's what you call that, she's not the type that talks about that type of thing. And I was thinking I'd have been on several things with TC, and I'd heard her talk about, sexual stuff. So I'm just like, now that's not true because I know one night James had a live and they were over there kind of talking about that type of stuff. So I was like, yeah, I've heard her talk about that type of thing, not that specific thing, but the general. What I was getting was she never talks about, um, sexual stuff, and I was like, nah, I done been on a couple of lives where I done, listened to a couple of lives where she was not saying that she shouldn't, but I was just
Mhm.
like, that's not. It is the picture that was being painted is like she would never talk about stuff like
Right,
from not from
right,
her, but
right.
from some of the other people. That was their comment. But I was like, no, I know I
Mhm.
didn't heard her say some stuff now.
Well, see, the thing here is, like Via said, hey, Iris, how you doing? Good morning, Nova. Good morning. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing the video, please, and thank you. But there it is right there. The thing is, Just Krista. Okay, so when Just Krista came out here and she was talking about it and she was explaining the reason why she was scared off, why she stopped talking to TC, why she wanted out of the relationship, because she never really before went into details about anything like that. And
Mhm.
so she just basically, and she didn't call her like some people call it the H word, the H
Mhm.
word that describes women like that. Some people
Yeah.
call it intersex, some, different things like that. She called her a cat dog.
I heard that comment, but I was lost because I didn't know what that was.
Girl, I was lost too. I was lost too, but I kept following along. I was like, I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it eventually. I'm gonna reach up over my head and I'm gonna catch it. And
And
I
I'm gonna be
caught it.
honest, I got a lot of this stuff third hand. Second hand, I didn't hear just Christmas live or anything. I was just going by,
Mhm.
information that was being passed on. So I can't say I heard nothing firsthand about this.
Well, let me tell you, she called her the cat dog, and
Mhm.
everybody, well, some people caught on quicker than most. But
Hey,
when we did catch on, we realized what she was talking about. And so people started going at Just Krista. Why would you put that information out there? And she was like, Just Krista, now I'm not saying she had a right to do what she did. But again, you know how they say it over here, you can't tell people how to fight, right? What's up, Jay Truth? How you doing? And you can't tell people how to
hey, keep
fight.
my girl.
Yes. And
So what
so,
is it though? Okay, back up. Let me
oh,
ask you
oh
this
no,
though.
no. Okay, let
What?
me just finish this part real quick. But you
Okay.
can't tell people how to fight. And the thing about it is, Just Krista, the reason why she said that she came out with it was because she felt like TC was continually keeping her name in her mouth and talking about her negatively and allowing her friends or associates to talk about her negatively, on her panels or on panels or whatever, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why she said she did what she did, because she figured if she do that shit, maybe she'll shut the fuck up. That was just Krista's explanation per se. But anyway, and thank you, J2, for the 4.99. Thank you.
I love
But
Mr.
go ahead,
J2.
Bill.
Oh, you kind of answered my question because I was going to say, what was the? You were saying you can't tell people how to fight, and what I was trying to get to was what was the fight that caused her? But you just said she said that she was still talking about her, so or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's what she said. Now, a lot of people's like, well, where's the receipts? And remember, that's when her and Sassy got into it, because Sassy is talking about where. Where's all
See,
this
I
she's
ain't see
talking
that
about you?
either.
Where's all these conversations? Where's her letting people, drag you or whatever? And just Chris is like, go find it. Go,
Okay.
you go, and then Sassy's like, go find it. You can't just tell us what video to go to, what panel, what timestamp, anything. And so
Hmm.
that's how they kind of got into the little back and forth.
Okay, so
But
she was telling her to
yeah,
go find the video where she was
showing that
insulted,
TC
or
was talking about, yeah, or
okay,
yeah,
okay,
stuff like that. But she never did say. She never did say. But and what's up? Good morning, friend. Good morning. How you doing? She said, and the Bush babies, the panelists, the chat, and the Bush babies. Okay. Yes, I saw BB Night. Ooh. I saw
yeah,
BB Night
I
last night.
saw
Did you
that
watch
too.
that? And what did you
Yeah,
think about that? With what was it with Leo?
yeah, I was a little confused on that too because I didn't realize that there was a friendship there. See, I don't know a whole lot of the background about TC and her friendships or whatever. So, but I did hear BB Nice admit that she said she got involved and she probably did more than she should have, but that was her friend, and she said that it sounded like her and Just Krista had squashed it or whatever, but then
Right.
it came
And this
back
was
up
some
or
months
something.
ago. This was some months ago too.
Oh, so this was a while back.
Hmm.
I'm thinking this is something that just happened or something.
No, this was a little while ago. This was kind of around the
Okay.
time when they first let it out
Okay.
publicly that they were dating,
Breaking
or
up.
just kids, and then breaking up. It was like by the time we knew about it, it was like breaking up, right?
Okay.
But for a minute, they were we knew they were together. They were calling each
Mm-hmm.
other baby in the chats, all that kind of stuff, couple
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess they had some issues, or TC had some issues, didn't want it to be spoke about, things like that. They had got into it. And so that's when BB had kind of made a video, and she was trying to tell Just Krista, she was wrong for what she did, stuff like that. Then Just
Okay.
Krista got mad and cussed her smooth the slap fuck out on her panel. And then BB Nice was like, okay, I could keep going and keep going. I was defending my friend. I maybe I was wrong, but she
Yeah.
felt like she should say something, because that's what we do sometimes when our friends come to us and they want that ear or they want that shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems really bad. Like, oh no, where that, don't let it be, man. Where that motherfucker at? We about to go whoop his ass, some shit like that. Friends get into it. I don't blame BB for that. And she
Okay.
did fall back and she did apologize, like shortly thereafter. And she
So this
said
was
that
a couple
she
of
hasn't
months
been
ago.
saying anything. Yeah, she said she hasn't been saying anything about her since. She ain't had her name in her mouth. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but then again, we can't see all the videos and all the panels and listen to all the phone calls. So we just going by what we hear.
Yeah,
But
because
hey,
I don't.
Demetria, how you doing, Smooth Carter? What's up, Briiiine? You know what? I'm probably the last one that still call her Brianna, and I'm working on it. I promise you. When I first found out it was Brianna, I was like, is it? And I said, well, that probably explains the two ends, duh. Her name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, VS now says she gave a half apology to Krista and admitted she jumped in their mess. Yep, she did apologize. What's up, Noble, Royal Court? How y'all doing? Come on in. Good morning, y'all. Is Noble cutting up already? Oh
Hey,
Lord.
y'all.
Lord, yeah, that's a disrespect. You was B sector when it was at its top of the game. Iris BB Nice admitted the friends are fighting for TC. VS, how could I ever be 2.0 when I've been here from the beginning? I don't understand this 2.0.
I don't get that either.
Bree, she said, I know you're not letting people call you 2.0. I don't understand the 2.0 either, but hey, who am I to tell people what to call themselves? Shit.
Yeah, because I heard the I don't really watch Ness, but they were talking about it, so I went over to see what was going on with her and Lady Law about this 2.0 thing, and I was just like, I kind of don't get it.
Hmm.
Like, what's the? It was
But
almost
Brianna
like
said she would never be second class. Yeah, Brianna been here from back in the gap. Like,
yeah,
I remember when Bree didn't really even make a lot of content on her channel. Like she used to come live every
yeah,
now and again, but I mostly remember her being with VS and TSCC and I remember when she first really got her channel popping. I mean, she been
yeah.
here from way back
Because
in the gap.
I used to follow Bree back in the day heavy when she would do like the I remember going over there and we were watching like a cooking show or something like that, and they had people competing and cooking different stuff, and it was fun. I mean, it was a smaller crowd back then, but it was
Yeah,
always cool hanging out over there. So
I
yeah,
remember
I
the
remember her
first
from back in the
time.
day.
I remember the first time I hit Bree channel, and she probably don't even remember, but she was making a cake, pound cake, I think. And this was some years ago. And she was
Mm.
trying to make a drizzle. I can't even remember what type of drizzle it was for the
I
cake.
know the cake caught
But I
your
remember
attention,
I
huh?
hit her up. Yeah, I remember I hit her up on IG and I gave her this recipe that I use because a lot of y'all know I'm a cake decorator. And that was like the
Yeah.
first time I hit her panel. And I was like all nervous and shit because
And
she had a whole
sidebar,
bunch of motherfuckers in the chat. I was like, hey.
look, sidebar. I saw that chrome cake you did. It was nice. I wanted to see it cut though. I wanted to see the purple on the inside.
I told them to send me the picture of them cutting
Yeah,
it. That's all I can do is ask. Ain't
yeah.
nobody sent me shit because I
But yeah,
wanted to
you
see
did that.
the side of it
Even though
too.
she wanted the girl to look like she was throwing up. Now that part I wasn't really feeling, but it's her birthday, so
A lot of people won't, and that's one thing as a cake decorator. I didn't put boobs on a cake. I didn't put penises on a cake. I
yeah,
do whatever the fuck you pay me to do when it comes to a
right.
cake. Shoot, if you want me to put a booger running down that motherfucker,
Yeah, because
some
remember the one where you
you
had all the
ever see the
little
wedding cake,
you
like the
remember you
wedding
had all
cakes
the
with the
little shit
grocery
emojis?
store. You said what?
Didn't you do one where there was a bunch of the little shit emojis?
Yeah, that somebody want poop emojis on their cake. I do whatever people pay me for. But do me a favor and read some comments while I run to this door and get my package, okay, babes?
Oh, okay. Okay. Bree said yes. You did give it to me. I still use it. Let me see who else. I ain't good with following the comments, y'all. Uh, mm, Kenna said she has been here at least 6 years. Yeah, I know Bree was here when I first started coming over here, and that was a long time ago. Um, what else? Am Godspell said I've been shooting at my target too high, they low, so I had to adjust my sight. Bree. Okay. Uh, hey Demetra, I see Demetra, J True. Well, if I'm not speaking to y'all, it's probably just because I'm not familiar with you, but I'm still say
I'm
hey.
back. And
Okay, yeah.
thank you so
I
much.
was
You can keep going if you want.
well, I was just explaining like I was speaking more to the people that I knew, not trying to ignore the other people, but I did I was just trying to scroll through the comments to see people that I was familiar with.
Hey, Bree said she still using it. Hey, anytime you need a recipe or something, I make over like 50 different types of cakes, a whole bunch of different type of frostings.
Yes,
I
you
always
do.
tell people if they ever need to ask me anything about cake decorating, please feel free. But yeah, so let me read some of these comments. Demetra, it was good to see. I think Demetra went live like what, a week ago or something.
Yeah, I was glad to see
Yeah,
Demetra too.
Yeah, that's good to see you going back live again, girl. What's up, Roxy? How you doing? Noble said sad day this morning. 20 people. What? I think I heard about that.
What happened?
Like 20 people got shot. Ooh. I think I heard about that. Yeah, because I get like alerts for like breaking news and stuff. I got an app for that, and I think I did see that.
Mm.
Yeah, but Bree said I don't get the 2.0. I guess it's branch within B sector. I don't get it. I think it's a troll
Yeah,
move.
I didn't really
Me
get that
too.
either.
And people is actually putting the 2.0 behind their name. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
I'm
Cause
like,
somebody, who was I listening to? Somebody I heard the other day saying 2.0 was like a up was supposed to be symbolic of an upgrade. I don't really get that. I don't know.
I
I
don't
didn't
know
get
either.
the 2.0.
I don't understand it either. I don't understand it. But what was he talking about? BB Nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we ended. Yeah, talking about BB Nice and how she did. So she was on the panel yesterday with Leo,
Right.
and she
And
was
see,
trying
I
to
thought maybe
basically
this was
explain.
something that was. I thought this was something new because it seemed like she was like you said it was months ago, but it seemed like she was French mad, like something just happened.
Well, see, what happened was VS had said, "What did you say, VS? That
Well, I
why is
heard
BB
that
all
part.
in? Why is BB always in people's relationships?"
I heard that part, but like when she was mad at Just Crystal, like she had just like has she started back after they had their truth? Has she started back talking about
No. The whole reason why she hit the panel was because she was addressing. Hold on.
you all right, girl?
Child, I had to get a sip of water. Mm-mm. Hey, what's up, Ness? Ness 2.0 got it behind her name too.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I didn't get Lady Law being upset about the 2.0. I went back and listened to that little part on Nez's thing, and I was like, I, I don't even see that that's a valid. I mean, a lot of people do the 2.0 thing. I don't know. I was confused.
Yeah, but she wanted to address what was said about her being in different relationships or different people's business.
Okay.
When it comes to relationships, that's the whole reason why I don't know if Leo summoned her or called her, hit
Mm,
her up on the back end, or if she hit Leo up. I don't know how that went, but that's what that whole conversation was about last night because I think VS has said she was even in her and QI relationship. But the thing about
mm,
that video last night that they did, I don't even think she spoke about anybody else's relationship. She mainly stuck to Krista and TC when she was
and see,
explaining why she did what she did and how she thought
yeah.
everything was cool, and stuff like that.
Because for the
That's
most
mainly.
part, I see BB Nice in chats, but I don't really see her her name a lot. But maybe I'm not going on the channels, watching the ones that she's doing that on. Because usually the only time I see is like in the chat. Well, I don't know.
Hey, boo.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. We doing good. How are you?
Girl, it was too much to type, so I said, let me pop up here.
That's okay. I was gonna ask you to hit the panel, but I was like, she probably busy over there.
Girl, I got a bad headache I just got over, but here's the thing.
Oh.
BB Nice admitted to swinging for TC. She said
Yeah.
TC did not ask her. She said, however, she is still in communication with TC and she's going to come out when she's ready to come out. And she doesn't like how, I guess, Chris is doing TC, but Krista feeling some type of way because BB Nice was friends with both of them. And
Mm,
I guess she chose a side, and then she nicknamed Krista's vagina. But she's
Mm.
saying she's for gay, but she says she's gonna always support her sisters in the community. But bisexual is in the community. So how is so you rather so I guess if you're a hard stud, they gonna get more of a pass versus, I guess, bisexual or people that's curious or new to being in the LGBTQ or whatever. And she admitted, I mean, she made Crystal sound right because everything Crystal said, she admitted to. She said, yeah, I did get into it. Yeah, I shouldn't have, but that's my friend and I'm going to swing for her and all this stuff. And then she want to go back saying, but I got me somebody. But you always in everybody's business. I found the old video that I might play today or somebody might play. I'm going to put it out there, that QI had did. And, BB Nice asked her, oh, VS wanted you to buy her flowers. Oh, oh, you was putting a big smile on VS face, and so y'all kissed. Oh, y'all met up, and y'all like, damn, bitch, you act like you want to fuck me. Excuse my language, but I'm like, no. Yeah, I could send you the link. I could. Let me share it on our community wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she talking about what we did at the DC gate and how did I feel about other people come. First off, QI wasn't even invited. DC gate had already been planned. She was just an extra add-on because her sister had a discount for the her discount. She had like some type of buddy pass because her sister worked at the Hilton. So instead of me getting like the 30% discount at Hilton, we was getting like a 75%. So we had a whole wing of rooms. So had she came or not came at all, we was gonna still have DC gate. She was making it like me and QI had a trip planned and then she was gonna show up. And see, I'm being careful what I say because remember, the topic right now is about the vagina. And I'm not bringing up QIs. So I'm being conscious of saying, of not saying certain things because I could really add on to this and we can really do some beef sector stuff. But QI haven't been bothering me. So I'm being respectful and talking around. So because we want to talk about some fat coochies, we can. Okay, but I'm going to share the video on my wall.
Not the fat coochies.
But I ain't saying no name, no, but I'm saying if we want to get down and talk about that, because that was a very big conversational piece after DC Gate. Okay, because all these studs, now here it is. Why is all these studs be all wide open between their legs? Let's just be real. Crystal ain't never been friends, but she having the same issue that I had about you a stud. You saying you ain't took no dank in over 20 years and all this stuff, but y'all things sitting wide open like a busted hole. Okay, let's be real. But see, I'm not going to go there. But see, BB Nice gonna make me go there. But I'm gonna share the video on my wall.
Ooh, child, I hope you don't have to go there, child. But please share the video on the wall. Thank you so much. What they on this? They really on this 2.0 in the chat, trying to figure out who started. And that said they know good and damn well Jay Wilson created it, but it don't matter. I'm good with or without it. And you hoes are pressed. So tell you have a great morning, smooches. Oh shoot, I done missed a lot, y'all. Briiiene talking about that litmus. Oh, child. Briiiene. Oh, Briiiene. Y'all know it's Sunday, right? Y'all do know it's Sunday. What's up, Ugly by Choice? Hey, Mary Carey. Hey, Blackberry Molasses. The truth. What up, the truth? A view. How you doing? You said I watched VS video with the floating head lady 3 times. That shit was hilarious. Well, VS is gonna put that video out there, but I do remember that. I remember specifically that they had the hookup and a connection for the hotels and stuff like that. I remember that. They had a good discount because of BB Nice's. I couldn't remember if it was her sister or cousin or whatever. But yeah. Very Carey said, I'm trying to keep up. Hey, Nova. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen now. I know not VS, but just Krista got really emotional last night when she was on VS panel and she was crying. She just broke out crying and VS was like, what you crying for? And I guess she felt vindicated. That it happened when I learned that people have knew about it or knew about her body,
But I was still vindicated, meaning that she wasn't lying about it or what?
not necessarily that, just that, but also the fact that she spoke about it publicly and other people admitted knowing about it.
Uh-huh.
And I guess TC was saying that she's never said it. She's never told anybody. She never discussed it,
So TC been
period.
has TC been on somebody panel?
TC?
Yeah, as far as like since all this happened, because from what I'm hearing, it sounds like she hadn't surfaced. Has she had
Well,
a
see, the thing
comment?
about it is, and see, that's where BB was talking about the other day, how a lot of times TC don't like to get out here and swing and bang or anything like that. So she's keeping quiet, and people feel like Jay Dunn. Remember, Jay Dunn hit the panel last night.
Yeah, that was funny. But she had a
That
point though.
was, but she has some valid points, right?
She did. She did. She did. She like, I know she made a statement, you got here with your head in the sand and everybody else out here swinging and banging. So that kind of, you know, puts the people who out here defending you in a bad position because you're not whatever.
Exactly, and that's what Jay Dunn was like. The people out here who defending you or speaking up for you, they get knocked around, but you're not coming out here to speak for yourself. I
But
don't know if she will come out here.
whenever that happens, what the response is always, right? I didn't ask you to do that.
Yeah,
Every time I've
yeah.
seen a situation like that, whoever is being defended, their response is usually, I didn't ask you to do it.
And that's kind of like the situation. Well, this is kind of catty corner to the
Mhm.
situation that happened with, when Just Krista and the real K Fit had a little tat, teat,
Well,
whatever you
you
want to
know
call it,
what?
the other day. And King Roman came out in defense of her, and people were saying the same thing about that too. You're making K Fit look weak because she ain't came out
Yeah.
here and really said anything, but you're out here swinging and banging and cussing and dragging Krista and threatening her and things like that. So it's
Mm,
kind of not the same thing, but kind of catty corner. You know what I mean? But that is what
yeah.
people will say, like when you jump out here and defend people. And again, I get why King Roman and K Fit and other people believe that Just Krista was throwing a subtle threat. Because even when she did her video review, and I know VS had her over there, and I know Just Krista replayed her video, but I don't know the way that she sounds when she talks through the video and try to talk us through what she said. It was
Well,
so
you
much
know what?
calmer than when she was. I mean, the video. I still feel like it was a subtle threat. That's just me, though. But again, yes, you're right. Other people have been dragged. Other children have been dragged. Even the ones with, even a child with all type of things going on. Not just what their children have the autism, but other
Well,
things
I'm
too.
gonna say this. I feel like I'm unbiased. I'm not biased on this because I don't know K-Fit and I don't really know a lot about just Krista. So I did go back and listen to the live from that day, and I'm gonna be honest. I didn't walk away feeling like there was a threat there, but different people take things different ways. But that's what made me go listen because I saw all of the uproar about it, and I saw KRN's live he did where they were talking about. I'm like, let me go see what she said. But when I listened to it, I don't know. Different people hear different things. I didn't walk away from it feeling like she was saying, if you do this, I'm gonna do this. But that could just be me.
Well, see, the thing was, K Fit was basically telling her what could happen if you release people's medical information. Even though I don't know if it's a HIPAA thing or not, because from what I
And that's
understand,
another
you got to
thing.
be a
That's another
medical
thing.
provider
Right.
to get
Now
in that type of
I can't speak
entrapment,
on
right?
I can't
But
speak on that because I work in the medical field and everything. And that usually only goes for if you
yeah,
are a medical professional. Like in my field, I have to sign something when I start my job that I will not share any patient information. But if it's
mhm.
not my hospital and I'm not a part of that staff and I talk about somebody's medical stuff, my job can't fire me because of that, because I don't work for that hospital and it's not their patient either. So
Mhm.
that one, I thought that was a reach because HIPAA
And it
is
could have
real,
been a
but
reach, but see, here's the thing, though. This is what I'm getting at, though. That there could be a reach. She could suffer no consequences at all. But it was the fact
yeah,
that it was making a general, if people do things like
people
this
do.
could possibly happen, right? So when just Krista made her video, she was like, why are you so invested in me today? What if people do this? And what if people did this to you? And what if something about your child? And what if such that? Yeah, they send videos and they send an email. Like it went from, okay, you shouldn't put people's public health and personal health information out there, to what if people went behind the scenes and did this, that, and the third to you? That didn't really equate. You know what I mean? And that's why some people took it as a threat.
Okay. Well, like I said,
But
I
again,
think
it
it just depends on the person, because I mean, maybe it
yeah.
could have seemed like that to her. I can't speak on how she felt about it, but I was just saying, for me as a bystander who don't really know either one of them, when I listened to it, I didn't walk away with this feeling like, um, if you do this, I got my guns ready and they gonna do this. You know what I mean? I didn't get that type of feeling, and I
And
kind of
it's
feel
okay.
like
It's
that was
okay. And that's okay. Some people did and some people didn't. So
yeah,
that's okay. People see and hear
yeah,
things differently. People have, a choice. I mean, they have the rights to have a different opinion. I took it
right.
as that. Other people took it as that. Some people
Hmm.
didn't. Some people feel like KRN shouldn't have came to her defense. Some people feel like, I said the other day, shit, when you with your homies and shit and something go down, you be right there. Like, what you want to do, bitch? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You come at them, you
yeah.
come at me type of shit. That's how you was raised in the hood. But so I
You're
see
right or
why
die.
he came, and I see if you really think that your friend's child was being threatened, you might say something,
Yeah,
like somebody hit you find out your niece got hit at school. Where the fuck we meeting at? Where they mama at? You know what I
that's
mean?
true. That is
So
true.
I get it, but I also get the other side too. Because if you've been in the B sector long enough, you know that anybody can get it. I can get it. We all can get it. People that
Right.
talk shit about me before. Somebody said I remember somebody said in Jay Wilson's chat one day, that girl don't know how to make some cake. Frosting be
I
falling
still
all off.
tease you
You
about
remember
that.
that shit?
You
Said,
and your
oh, she
ragged
just some
ass cake.
raggedy cake. She was like, that girl made raggedy cake. I'm like, man, I'm like one of the most requested in my motherfucking community. I've been making cakes for over 10 years. Okay.
That was so
Ain't
funny to
one of
me.
my cakes that ever had a complaint. But I know that was a troll too. That was a troll too.
Yeah, that was
But
definitely a
again, I
troll.
say we all can get it, But yeah. And C Green said these commercials every 3 seconds. They're actually every 12 minutes. They're actually every 12 minutes.
Also, they do commercials on lives too.
Yes, girl, where you been? I ain't
I got
okay. Let me say that, not say that, because it's a lot of people who don't know. But
okay.
yes,
Yeah, because I do the premium thing, so I don't never do see commercials.
well,
But
that's fine.
I thought that was just for replays though. I didn't
No,
realize it was for live stuff.
yeah, and if you pay for no commercials, then
Yeah.
you won't see the commercials.
Okay.
But you can put them at 6 minutes, 12 minutes, 8, 18, 24, something like that. You can set them when you go
But
live.
so that make people go. They'll throw people behind in the conversation if they got to go through all them commercials, right?
Not really. It's on after
Okay.
5 seconds, you can skip it.
Oh, I got
you
you. Got
know,
you. I got you.
it's like after 5 seconds, you can skip it. But people be complaining that we
Mhm.
got commercials in our lives when they know that's how we literally get paid. Like,
Right. Right.
you
Right.
know, I don't be on here begging and begging and begging, but I will put a commercial, an old nasty piece of
Well,
commercial
you
in
mentioned
my
this.
video.
Do you still get paid when we skip it, or
Well,
is
it
that
depends. It depends on the commercial. Depends on how long it was watched, and you still
okay?
get a certain percentage, even if they do skip it. But the
Gotcha.
longer the commercial, the more
Mhm.
pennies you get. But
Gotcha.
yeah, they can skip all the commercials they want. You still get something.
For them 5 seconds that you do watch it.
Mm-hmm. 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 But
I
yeah,
got
so that's just out there. If anybody wants to, or if anybody didn't know that you can put commercials, yes, you absolutely can. But see, now I was thrown off track. I forgot what the hell I was talking about.
we're talking about
Oh yeah,
the
that
threat.
anybody can get it. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are
Mm,
saying, that anybody can get it. And why is she off limits? You know, because of her kid and other people that had children who are autistic and they got kids that been talked about, and I get that part too. I get that part too. But you know, again, you can't tell everybody how to fight.
right.
You just can't. You can't tell everybody how to fight. And I know a lot of times we try to be transparent on here and tell people about things that might be going on with our friends, our family, our kids. You know, I get transparent on here from time to time as
Mm,
well.
mm.
But we do have to also be careful what we put out here.
That's true.
You
That's
know what
very
I'm
true.
saying? And if
Yeah.
you want to talk about your child being autistic, it's oh my god, it's people on here who do the most kindest, nicest things on YouTube, and they have people in their chats dragging them for filth. I mean,
Mm,
you can post a church video and somebody will go under there and just say the most craziest shit.
yeah.
So you know, it is what it is. It
That's
is
true.
it is what it is.
But
Yeah.
like, okay, so let me ask you this though, because I know from what I was hearing, K Fit was saying when she was on KRNs that she does different topics. So she's not necessarily, her channel's not necessarily a beef sector channel. She just has a
Right.
beef sector night, like when she does only beef sector stuff. So
It's
that
about
kind of
fashion,
that's,
gossip, trending news,
uh,
celebrities, but she also, you know, does videos about her son.
right. So that kind of, yeah. I guess I'm looking at it like, well, is she really considered beef sector? But if you're doing beef sector commentary, whether you're not here full time or not, I guess you still put yourself in a line of fire.
Yeah, she said she's only gonna do it on Wednesdays, and I get that. Like Sassy only does video when she do feel like gracing us on her platform.
Mhm.
Sassy normally does it on Sunday.
Mhm.
You know, that's the only day that she does videos is on Sunday. Some people do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know, depending on their schedule.
Now is she one that does?
Sassy. Two things can be right at the same time, Sassy.
Now does Sassy do that too? Does she do different topics on different, like is
Sassy
her?
mainly sticks to the B sector shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And let me shout out some of the people in the chat. What's up, Cola James? How you doing? Hey, Kenna, Angie. What's up, KRN? How you doing, boo? What's up, Ronnie Q, the ranch? What up, the ranch? Liz, hey, how you doing? Voodoo. Welcome to the chat, y'all. Lady Tia, welcome to the chat, y'all. Make sure y'all liking and sharing the video, please. And thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Okay, who's Camp Me? Who's Camp Me?
I never heard Count Me.
I ain't never heard of a Camp Me either. Anybody know who Camp Me is?
What
CAMP?
they what they doing?
No, they're behind.
Oh.
They trying to get on the panel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Anybody know who Camp Me is?
No, never heard of Count Me.
I don't know if that's a troll or if that's a real person, so I'm waiting on a response from the chat. But oh, they hit me in the private. I just had a question. Oh, that's a subby. Okay, well, let me put up my banner just to be on the safe side. Just be on the safe side. My bad if you are not a troll. I'm sorry. I'm just being precautious.
Real safe to sorry.
Yes. Oh, now it's saying the device is not connected. They left. Oh, I'm sorry. Come back. Come back. I'm sorry. I'm
Mm.
sorry. Yes, I'm gonna use the overlay, Carrie. They left, but come back. Come back. They said they got a question. But yeah, so as far as that goes, um, hmm, you know, when they were talking about how Just Krista was traumatized from what
But
she saw.
is that what she was traumatized?
I don't even know whether I should laugh or be like, "Oh, poor thing." But I was thinking to myself, "Hey, Miss Toby," I was thinking to myself, I would probably be traumatized too. Um,
I don't know what to say.
Miami Popo, hey, I mean, I would probably be traumatized too if you pulled them draws to the side and I
with,
saw
with no warning.
with no warning. And it was crazy the way just Krista explained it. She said, I went and told my sister. I told my sister. I don't even know if I could tell. I said something on here the other day. I didn't say no names, but
Mm.
somebody real close to me had met a guy and they were getting it on. And he asked her to stick her dildo where the light don't shine, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, bitch, what you do? And see, that's why I was talking to Charlie the other day, because Charlie was like, girls don't usually talk about things they do like that with in their relation. I said, Charlie, girl, yeah, yes, we do. Like, what you talking about? Yes, we do. And I
Yeah,
was like,
I done
bitch,
heard
did
some
you
crazy
do it, bitch?
stuff.
I said, did you do it, bitch? Did you stick it in and rotate that motherfucker? What did you do? I
What
said,
did
because
you
I said
do?
I probably would have ran. I probably would have been like, oh hell no, because on Girlfriends, that episode where the girl's man he likes to be pleasured with her toys, and everybody kept thinking he was really gay. And I
Mm.
just pictured that, and I was like, well, maybe he's not really gay. Maybe he just likes to be stimulated back there. She said, bitch, I did that shit, and then never called him back again and blocked his
Oh, so
ass.
she did it.
She did it. She did it. I was like, bitch. And she said, and I threw my dildo away. And I so, girl, we do talk about shit like that. Like, maybe not all of us, but I don't
Well,
know. Me and my
I
friends pretty open about shit. Like, we talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't nothing off limit.
but would you? Let me ask you this though: would you be talking about it on live? I mean, you talking about it now, but it ain't you. So
But see, the thing is, it was no, I wouldn't tell nobody. But then again, I might if it was me. I might.
um,
Shit,
yeah.
I probably would. Shit, yeah, this nigga asked me to. I plunged his ass and sent his ass packing. Literally packing. Unintended. Okay. That's a true story, y'all. She said he was blowing her phone up and kept trying to come back over and all this kind of shit. She was like,
Damn,
I can't do
she
it.
had checked him out, did she?
She said, sis, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was like, I
I don't
understand.
think I would be able to look at you the same after you asked me to do that. I'm sorry.
No, but you have to give warnings. Like I went that direction because you have to give people warnings. You
Yeah.
just can't come over as a whole man and she expecting you to plunge her, dig her down, and you turn around and say, "Can I go first?" Like you can't do that. And like with TC, you can't just do that. You can't just spread your legs and be like, like
Yeah. I now 100% agree. You need to give me some warning. But
yeah,
when you said
like
that, that did make me think of a funny story because I do remember an encounter, and somebody did give me the courtesy, but the courtesy was, well, I think I should tell you ahead of time. I don't have a very big whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
girl, be like,
It's like you just canceled it. I mean, so I
girl,
appreciate you
block
giving
that
me the
number.
heads up. Look, I
At least,
appreciate you giving me the heads up, but I mean, how you expect me to act now? You to change the whole. I mean,
child, you know what?
so I
For the
guess you
people
damn if
in here,
you do, damn if you don't.
For the people in here kind of appalled by my topic of choice, y'all
They
must
been here on Friday
y'all
night.
have probably missed years of Friday Night Live on here
Yeah,
with me.
Friday Night Live, we talk about all this.
Ain't no topics off limit on Friday Night Live.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, it's no hold bars on my Friday Night Live videos. We talk about everything. Okay.
Especially after about the fourth shot.
Yeah, we take a shot every hour. Oh, it gets lit around the third or fourth hour. Everybody up here.
No,
But no,
I miss Friday Night Live. You hadn't done that in a while.
I ain't did it in a while because every time I try to, people are like, life is life and, not busy or
Right.
not available.
I
But
got
I'll try to get back to it. I'll try to get my Friday night crew together. But Sassy say you nasty. I ain't the one who did it now. I ain't the one who did it now. But I just talked about it.
you.
But
Right.
yeah, as far as that TC goes situation, I know that's kind of like um it's really personal. It's really a
Mhm.
touchy topic to bring across to someone. But I think the whole way she did it was wrong. Again, if this really in fact happened, which I really think it did, I
Mhm.
would probably be traumatized too. I probably would. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is all that going down there? And then she was making it seem like she was pleasuring herself and shit was just coming out of everywhere.
Now that
Like,
did throw me off. I heard
shit
something
coming
about
out
the
of here,
brown
shit coming
liquid.
out of here. I'm
The
like,
brown
so is you
liquid part.
orgasming out of two organs at the same time? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot going on.
But why was it brown?
I don't know that now that
That threw
that
me.
that part, the brownish part
That
threw
was
me
gross.
off.
Yeah.
Brown, that deserves probably some medical attention. That
Mm-hmm.
deserves probably some medical attention. Lord, and did I see Spiller Boy in here? I thought I saw Spiller Boy in here.
I'm not looking at the
Or
chat.
was it Treasure? It's Treasure Lane in the chat. Hey, Treasure Lane. Spiller Boy, mother. Oh my God. But yeah, that brown stuff, I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now that sounds traumatizing.
That sounds really traumatizing. I'd be like, you know what? Dash, what the fuck is that? Now, you know what? If somebody would have showed me that shit on the camera, I probably would have just screenshot the shit because I would have just been like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And my Kevin Hart, oh no.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
What's up, Bridge? VS said if the mouth right, I'm not mad at the small dick. No, VS, no. I'm
Nah, that
sorry. I'm a penetration type of girl.
me too. The
I'm
mouth
just being
can't do
honest.
everything.
I'm totally being honest. I like that too. I like that. I like that too. But I'm a penetration type of girl. I mean, that's strong. That's strong and long.
Yeah.
And I had talked about this before, but I had dated some guy, and I didn't know he had a small little wanky wank. And we were trying to, and it didn't matter from the side, the top, the rear, the front, upside down. It just wasn't working. And I was so
Well,
disappointed.
at least you explore all the possibilities.
I was so disappointed. I don't even want to get real graphic. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna just leave it right there
I can imagine.
because, and I played it off so well because in my head I'm like, I know this motherfucker
And see,
ain't happy.
I can't play it off. Whatever
Come
I'm
over
thinking
here,
or feeling come across on my face. I'm sorry.
man. He did. I did the same thing to him that Just Krista did to TC.
What you do?
I ain't answering no phone calls. Block that motherfucker. And to make it so bad, I had been knowing him for years, and he had always been trying to get with me. I mean, he was like a friend of a family member.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was always around the cookouts, the parties, the holidays. He was always there, and I never gave him the fucking time of day. And the one time you get that chance to put that pipe down, that you've been on me, that you've been chasing for years.
You show up with a thimble.
Mm.
That's crazy. So when you seen him again later, was it awkward?
Hell yeah, it was awkward. I even stopped hanging around that family member for a minute. It was that awkward. Where you at,
Oh my
cuz?
lord.
I'm at home chilling.
You didn't cut everybody off.
Come through, cuz. I'm tired.
That is funny.
I'll tell y'all. Mm-mm.
But I
When
will
I
give you
get
credit.
transparent, they be trying to put me in the corner when I get too transparent on here.
Look, I will give you credit that you at least tried several different positions to try to get it working. You ain't
Girl.
just you ain't just throw up the church finger and tip
And
out.
don't try to sit on the top. You as a thick girl, don't try to sit on top. You been a broke that bitch. He be in the hospital with a sling on that motherfucking. Oh, let
That's
me
funny.
stop. Let me stop. Whew. Okay. All right, Debbie Cole said, I'm gonna stop for everybody to start leaving the chat. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be on the
that's
next
definitely
video.
a
Was
Friday
you
night.
over at the hood tables, y'all? Let's discuss the hood table.
That's a Friday
That
night
bitch was
conversation.
over there. Okay. Hey, it's par for the course, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's par for the course.
It's
It will
funny.
piss you off, Sassy. I'm like, I ain't answering no phone calls. I avoided the family. You can't come back from that. I
No,
need
you
about
really can't.
30 to 40 months. I need to. But yeah, so anyway, my next topic, y'all, my next topic. Briiiine. Did I do that good in my Spiller Boy voice?
Yeah, you did.
Briiiine.
What you doing?
Briiiine done left the building, y'all. Briiiine done left the motherfucking building. And a lot of people are pissed the fuck off. Some people are so pissed off that
Because of
Briiiine has
him
left
checking
the
himself
building.
out.
Well, it was a lot of people on here being emotional,
Mm-hmm.
people crying, people praying. I mean, the church mothers was taking up collection plates all weekend. I mean, to help him out with his bills. You
So what's
know,
happening?
he
I saw Jay Wilson come live cussing. He said he was building a Walmart, but I didn't see what
he
Brian
built
did.
a Walmart because Brian that went live. Let me tell you, child. VS said I'm gonna stay quiet on this one. Jimmy said Sassy had me confused as fuck. I wasn't sure if anything happened ever again. Man, you said you came with a recap. I'm sorry, y'all. It is Sunday. I forgot. Sorry. Um, when it comes to Brian, the first time he left, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Ro voiced their opinion, his good friend, his good Judy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people was up here praying. I mean, I was praying for this nigga. You know how you pray for your folks. I'm praying like we blood relative. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he did that video when he had the chills, when he was shaking and all that. I mean, like Jay Wilson said, you look like you was about to go to your own funeral. Like,
He
I
said
mean,
FaceTime Jesus.
he said like you was finna FaceTime Jesus. I'm ready, Lord. I'm ready, Lord. I'm ready for the pearly gates. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people put aside their feelings for him, for the people
Mm-hmm.
who didn't like him or might have got into it with him and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the hotline and all. Liz, oh, Jesus on the main
Main
line.
line. Tell him what
Tell
you
him
want.
what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't want to get me singing. Y'all know I got that good old Shirley Caesar voice, right? But
So call him up, girl. Call him up.
But yeah, everybody over here taking up collection plate, everything, doing what the B sector does. And people were so upset when he left the hospital the first time after they told him he needs to have the surgery. the blood clots, they went from your
And
legs,
that
they
is
going up
dangerous.
to,
That is
and
dangerous.
he left. And he left. I can't believe he left. Because I got family members who deal with blood clots. My grandmother used to be like on a lifetime supply of meds because of
Yeah.
her blood clots. And
Yeah,
so,
my mom just recently had knee replacement surgery, and she's on blood thinners now for the next month
mhm,
because blood clots can. And the thing about them is sometimes you don't have any signs. I know he said that he was short of breath or something like that, but a blood clot, a lot of times you don't even feel it. I know a lot of people who died after surgery, and it was just one of them things, and it's like there's no indication a lot of times when you throw a clot. So
Ronnie Q, you know what? I saw
what you say?
somebody in the chat the other day said Brian had us up here believing something really wrong with him when he was up there jacking off under the sheets over row, tight little bum. Child, I was
Oh
like,
Lord.
I'm dead. Y'all about took me out all weekend over this Brian shit and the TC and them shit, right? But anywho, so he left the hospital. He passed out in the
In the
parking lot.
parking.
You know,
Okay.
thank God somebody saw him. They were able to take
Mhm.
him back in. Thank God he didn't get home or in his car or
So
drove
did
off.
he go live from the parking lot?
No, he went live once he got back in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he got back live. He didn't want to take this. He didn't want to do the surgery. Sassy even got up there. A lot of people was talking to him. Do the surgery. Take the doctor's
Yeah.
order. So anyway, he has the surgery and everything. And when he came on here, one of those first few times, he was trying to tell us, listen to your doctor.
Mhm.
Don't if they tell you to do this, do that, listen to your doctor. So he's you know how it is when something happened to somebody.
Right.
Go
Right.
get checked every 6
They gotta get
months.
a testimony.
Listen to your body. You know what people do when they get sick, especially
Mhm.
the ones who don't take their health seriously. They try to
Mhm.
come out and advocate for the rest of us.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
he was kind of doing that. One of those things. So once he had the surgery, most people know you have a surgery, blood clots, your ass gonna be in the hospital for a couple of days. And that was
Yeah.
the whole reason why people came out here and got together the beef sector way and raised
Mhm.
a lot, not raised a lot of money, but donated to the cash app.
Because I
Don't
do
know how much
remember.
he got,
I
don't care.
remember. I remember hearing that he wanted to go home because he was afraid his job was gonna let him go, and he didn't want to get behind on his bills and stuff. So I did hear that part, and
Right,
that's why he checked himself out the first time.
right.
But he went back in, and I'm assuming they must have did like a green filter placement. That's what they usually do if you got clots. They'll put that in to prevent. So I guess maybe, and so he left after the procedure. He checked himself out early. Is what you're saying?
This what he did. The doctors told him that they want to keep him there under
So
observation,
yeah, yeah.
which is normal for a
Mhm.
couple of days. They also don't want him going back to work right away.
Mhm.
But he wants to go to work. He said he's a grown ass man and he
Mhm.
can do what he want and he can leave the hospital. Now this is after he came up here scared and nervous and crying and shivering
Yeah.
and listen to your doctor, y'all. Listen to you
Mhm.
don't want to be me. All this shit, right? And
Mhm.
then he turns around again for the second time in a week, for the second time in days, go against doctor's orders and leave the hospital. So everybody is like, even Stomp Down over there making videos. Child, I don't even,
I guess Brian said I done had the procedure now. Did it?
man, Stomp Down was like, Stomp Down said everybody was crying and holding hands in a prayer circle. You know what I'm saying? Brian then left the ICU and went home to smoke some blunts, eat some fried chicken and grits. I was like, nigga.
And I did hear Jay Wilson say something about he was smoking. I was like, oh God.
Well, he
He's
claims he's
it,
not smoking cigarettes or in blacks or whatever. He said he claimed he already stopped smoking that shit, but he's still smoking weed. And so Wolverine had hit the panel the other day with him and Ro, and he was telling him, man, you got to stop the weed too. You can't be
yeah.
smoking anything when you're dealing with some people don't think weed can be bad for you, but weed can be bad for you under certain circumstances, and it's also addictive. Now, the shit back in the day, we can smoke a blunt once a month. Back in the day, today, people smoking 10 blunts a day. Like, that shit is addictive.
But you know what? It's good that he's not doing cigarettes and stuff, but he's still inhaling something that's going to his lungs. And I know a lot of times,
Exactly, and
whenever
that's
you
what
have
blood
something
clots work.
going on with DVTs or clots or whatever, that goes hand in hand a lot of times with pulmonary embolisms, because a lot of times you'll
Exactly.
have both. So him
Mhm.
inhaling anything, whether it's cigarettes, blacks, or weed, that's gonna, affect his lungs. So he want to be careful with that anyway, because you don't want to have
Mhm.
DVTs and pulmonary embolism.
That's right. That's right. And welcome to the chat. Hey, just coolin'. Hey, honey. And what's up, Officer Pillsbury? What up, Pills? LG and the rest. Brian is so dishonest and thirsty for attention that I don't believe anything he said. You know what? No. No. I'm not saying he smokes 10 blunts with blood clots. I'm just
So
I know
people
people
that
who
do.
smoke. I know people who just smoke all day long.
Yeah,
They smoke weed all day when they get up, on the way to work, on their lunch breaks, after work, on the way home, while making dinner, while in the shower, while in bed watching TV. I mean, I know some people who smoke weed all day long. I be like,
yeah,
damn, I know your
yeah.
weed, man, it gets rich off of your ass. But yeah, if you have problems with your lungs and blood clots and shit like that, yeah, you shouldn't be smoking
Mhm.
anything. So
Mm-mm.
Jay Wilson was like, if he ain't gonna listen to his doctor, he ain't gonna listen to nobody else.
That's true.
We're wasting our time. And people actually send him money. Now he's up there like, I ain't asked y'all to send me shit. And all these people out here running scams and taking money for generators and for floods and for transmissions and food and all that kind of shit. He said, I really had an actual situation and I was really sick. I was in the
Hmm.
hospital. Rose saw the nurses and heard them talking to me and all this kind of stuff like this. And he said, I was really sick. And people are like, okay, you might not have asked for the money, but you certainly didn't turn it down.
Hmm.
You didn't turn it down. People sent the money mainly so that he could pay bills.
Right. In
So
case
he
he
wouldn't
had to
have
be
to
in the
rush
hospital.
back to work. And so he
Exactly.
would stay in the hospital and do what the fuck the doctors want him to do. That's
Right.
why people were sending the money. I'm
Yeah.
sure people knew that his ass was going to leave the hospital again against doctor orders. They wouldn't have sent him shit.
You got a point. That's
I'm
definitely a point.
saying. I'm saying. We used to say that back in the 90s. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like,
I'm just saying.
they wouldn't have sent him shit. Like he said he left the hospital because one, he's a grown ass man. Two, he can do what the fuck he want to do. Three, because he don't want to pay them any more money. But
Yeah.
that's why people were sending you money.
That's kind of like if you got a relative that's sick out of town and people take up money to get you the plane fare or whatever to go see them, and then you decide to stay home and keep the money.
Child. And
Like
I'm
I
just,
talked to
I'm
them on
just
the phone, they all right. I ain't going there.
I'm just keeping it funky, like keeping it a bug. That's why people are mad. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, everybody who gave me the money, I didn't ask y'all to send me no money and da 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 da. And he said, I did say that, I didn't want to end up homeless again. I didn't want to, I mean, this is the B sector. And when
Yeah.
people think somebody is really in a dire need, they're going to reach down in their pocketbooks, whether it's $1, 100, 50 cents. They gonna reach down and they gonna help.
Give it from a genuine
That's
place.
one thing about us. We can cuss each other out and fight and scrap and woo bang, like Lady Nika says, and let your house catch on fire. Let your child get hit. And I'm just hopefully these things never happen. But you know what I'm saying? People
Right.
done been in car wrecks, people done been in floods, all kind of shit done happen.
Yeah.
And people have been stranded.
Yep,
If we
I
go
remember
way
that
back
too.
in the B sector days, people have been
Stranded in Virginia.
stranded. Every-
I remember that too.
ah, now see, I forgot other things.
You went out. I can't hear you, Tony.
I accidentally hit mute. But yeah, I remember things allegedly happened in that situation, so I'm gonna not use that.
Yeah, I remember watching that unfold live.
Yeah, yeah. Woo, child. But anyway,
The
what was we
Virginia
talking about?
Rescue Mission.
Oh, we was talking about how we can come together and we could, take up a collection plate and
Mm-hmm.
have one of the Urshers take it over to the sick and shut in to make
Yeah,
sure they're okay. And that's the
yeah,
whole thing. People wanted him to be okay. People wanted him to do what
that's
the
true.
doctor said. If you got to stay in the hospital 2, 3, 4 days, even after his surgery, people were saying, if you still want to donate, here's this cash out. Like people would have probably kept giving too,
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that he can pay his bills and not rush back to work. Because I understand most of us on here live paycheck to paycheck. Some of us live paycheck to half a paycheck, paycheck to a little more than a pay. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Some
Life
people
be
paycheck
life.
to Monday.
Thank you. Life be lifing. Okay, I know what it's like to pay all the bills, and then you be like, "Oh shit, what we gonna do now? Let's see
Right.
what's left to buy food, gas in the
Mm-hmm.
car." I know what those days are like,
I
and
done
the
been
thing
there
that
too.
might go without a home, because landlords don't understand. My sons, once they got grown and got them good old jobs, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
got to pay something around this motherfucker. You got because no longer is it a necessary or an obligation that I have to
Right,
keep you in these walls, right?
right,
I
right.
did my job. The government says that I've done my job. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here on out, if you still want to stay home, yeah, you're gonna put in on this, on that, some tissue,
Oh,
some,
light bills or
detergent.
something.
You're gonna put on some lights, some gas. Oh, you want to play video games all day? Okay, let me show you this electricity bill. You know what I mean? And so when they have times where shit come up, of course I'm a mom, so I have a very kind heart, and I will
Right.
never leave my children broke, never. But times where my mom, my car broke down, I gotta get my car fixed. Do I really gotta pay this still? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what you think a landlord gonna tell you?
Okay. They
If
don't
you go
care.
down to the landlord, my car broke down and I don't want to pay nothing this month.
Right.
That landlord gonna look at you and say, "You better walk to work and pay me my money." But of
Exactly.
course,
They
the
don't. They
kind of
just
person
don't
I
know.
am, I'm like, of course, I'll be like, I'll tell them that shit, but still, I'll be like Cam just got a new car finally after the one got in the flood when it was flooding
Uh-huh.
here, and I did the
Mm.
whole video about that rescuing him from the flood and all that shit about a month ago. But anyway, the insurance came through, paid his car off, but he only had 1,000 left from the insurance money after the car was paid off and then the deductible. So he had
Mm.
$1,000 to get a new car. And every time my boys get cars, I make them put down at least two. So their payments
Mm.
are only about $100 like every 2 weeks, right? So
Okay.
help them get the rest of the money. Now he's talking about, mom,
Wait a minute.
so
Where
I need
y'all
my
buying your
plate,
cars at?
huh?
Where y'all buying your cars at? Where you? Oh
No,
no.
that's just deposit. That's just
But I'm
deposit.
saying only $100 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, if you put down enough deposit,
Okay.
if you put down 2 or 3K, your payment's gonna be low as fuck.
Well, I guess too. It depends on what kind of car it is too. Because I was finna say now
We talking about
that's a
cars that
pretty
are at
good.
least 10, 14, $15,000. If you put down like two,
Okay.
three, 4K,
I got.
your
I got.
payment's gonna be low as hell.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for my boys forever, like forever, ever. And sometimes I'll tell them, okay, I'm gonna give you this 1,000, 1,500. You're gonna pay me back like 100 every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
or 100. I didn't went down to like $50 a month. Like you're gonna pay me back something
But you don't. Right.
because you're
Right.
grown, and these are responsible things that grown men should be doing. Like
Yep.
I ain't
I
one of those
agree.
parents who just got hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting up in the bank. I'll help you help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my mama did with us.
That's like
You know,
when I was married, I was living down in South Florida. And then when I decided the marriage wasn't working, I moved back to Alabama. But what I did do is I moved back in with my parents, and I paid my mom 100 something every 2 weeks for watching my daughter while I was working. And then I gave my dad like 100 and something every 2 weeks because I was working and I ain't had no rent or nothing. And I'm like, I can't just stay here and not give y'all something. They didn't make me do it, but I mean, if I didn't have them, I was gonna be paying more than that. So I
exactly.
believe in that too.
Exactly. I
Contribute
believe in
something
that
towards
too.
the house.
You gotta put something to the house. I will never have no like I know some people be like, because Cam is what, 23? Like,
Mm-hmm.
even when
See,
the
I was
oldest one
30.
was
I
still
was
here,
38.
yeah.
Moving back
But even
in.
when the oldest one was still here, I know people who be like, why are your sons still living at home? Like, why they ain't got their own place? I don't make them or force them to leave. I mean,
Well,
you ain't gonna be here in your 30s and 40s talking about, and I'm still telling you to clean up your room. Hell no. But this day and age, if there
yeah.
are whole families, like not just one family, but the sisters and brothers and cousins all living together because
Well,
it's hard
girl,
out here for a pimp.
my dad gave me a year. I moved back
Mhm.
in with him and my mama. He let me stay there for a year. When it got to be getting close to that year being up, he pulled me aside and had to talk to the house. Damn, I thought he was gonna let me stay a little bit longer.
And see, I
But
wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that. If you want to leave, leave. Like when the oldest one, when they found a spot, him and his girl,
mhm.
mom, we found an apartment. All right, make sure you clean your room out real good. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's
but
like,
you know what? My dad, I understood where he was coming from. No, he didn't want me to get complacent and get comfortable. And it wasn't just me; it was
yeah,
me
you
and my
can't stay here
2 year old.
forever. I
Right.
mean,
But he
kids
gave
don't
me
even
that.
want to stay home forever. Most kids, they anxious to move. I don't want my kids to move when they're not ready to move. Because
And
what's
not
gonna
prepared.
happen is they either gonna be hitting your pockets up
And you
every
still
time
gonna
you
be out
turn
there.
around, or they gonna be out there struggling without, or they gonna have to end up moving back home.
Yeah.
So, and my youngest one who's still at home, he's looking at his older brother and the things they got going on and the way they struggle sometimes, and how sometimes he has to come to me and say, "Mom, can I borrow some money?"
Right.
The oldest one who's on his own. Like the shit happens. And as a
True.
family, of course, with
That is true.
us, my three, if one ain't got it, I got it. If the other one
Hmm.
ain't got it, you got it. Like we look out for each other like that. Whether
Yep.
we live at home with each other or not. That's how I raised them. Always look out for each other, even when I'm gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, people be putting their kids out here as soon as they walk across that damn stage. You gotta get the fuck out.
No,
Like,
I wouldn't do that. I
you
wouldn't do that.
know, but people do. But people
Yeah.
do. They're like, oh, you gotta go. Your time is up. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
never do that. And Cam's 23, and he'd be like, Mom, I think I'll move out this year. Then he might be like, No, I'm gonna wait 6 more months. No, me and my girl, we want to save up this much money. Mommy, I'm not rushing. I never rush my kids to leave. I
Yeah.
always want them to just be able to
But
survive.
like you said, you got them helping out. It's not like he living there
Yeah,
and
they're
he's
not just
like,
yeah, they're not just around here smoking weed all day and playing video games. They go to job every day, 5 days a week. Both of
yeah.
my boys work 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week. And on their off time, they do what the fuck they want to do. Play video
Cause,
games, go out with
Cause I'm
their
telling you,
friends. I
I
mean,
got this hang
they
up.
hard workers. They hard workers.
I got this hang up. I don't like if I'm getting up going to work every day. I need you to be going to work, even if it's like I got this thing about I hate to leave somebody at home lounging at my house and I'm going to work. Because sometimes
Oh,
I be like, get up and
God.
go somewhere, do something.
Child, I remember my little bro before he got mature. It took him a long time. And if you watching, bro, I love you. I love you.
How many years
But
apart are y'all?
it took him a long time to get mature. Like I had every time I talk to him, I just be like, I'm so proud of you. You rolling, you got cars, you got nice whips, you got your own place, you've been holding down a job for a long, like that was the brother that he didn't do shit. He just thought
Mm,
life was, just whatever it was. He stayed with me
mm,
sometimes. He stayed with mom. He stayed with friends. He stayed with girls. I mean, he just did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, right?
mm,
And I remember one time he had stayed with me, and this was like the last straw. Like he would bounce house to house to house. And I was like, this is the last straw with me. You're going to find a job within 30 days, or you got to go. I'm sorry. I love you, bro. I love you.
Had to
I
put your foot
rock with
down.
you. You my bro. But you got I see your habit. I see your trend. It's getting old.
And that's why
You're
he's all
grown.
good.
And I
Yeah.
told him, I said, you got 30 days. But what I did within that 30 days, and it gets real cold in here in the wintertime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Real cold. When I left the house, he left the house. Well, what am I supposed to be doing all day long? Why are you at work?
I don't
Looking
care.
for jobs.
Right. You ain't gonna be
Looking for
lounging.
jobs. Like, can I get a key at least? No.
Yeah,
No. Now you can stay here and
because they get
sit on this
comfortable.
porch all day if you want to on the front porch with that wind blowing through the screen doors if you want to, or you can go out there and get some heat at some jobs, the work enforcement place, the job for what go get a job, man. 30 days later, he still had no job. I'm sorry, you gotta go. I
Yeah.
can't do it. I got boys that I'm raising,
Right.
and you just doing whatever, like just whatever.
Yeah, because
It's too many jobs.
how you gonna teach them to be responsible and he's staying with you and he not. So that's I get that. You
And
gotta
it's
set an example.
different because see, like I have another brother. I got brothers and sisters. I have another
Mm-hmm.
brother who he's a mailman. Now he's only been a mailman for like a year, but before that, he always kept a job. Always kept a job. Even when he was out in the streets, and he always kept a job.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wanted to stay with me, he didn't even have to ask. He could show up with all his shit and trash bags. Like, sis, I need a place to stay. All right, bro, go downstairs, go upstairs in the basement, where the fuck you want to go.
Yeah.
And he's lived with me several times throughout our life. And it was never a question. Every time he get paid, how much you want? How much you
Mm-hmm.
need? What you need me to buy? That was that brother. But the
Yeah.
other one,
He
when he
gonna
was
ride out
grown,
as long as you let him ride, huh?
yes, but he's a lot better now. He's doing his damn thing now, and I'm so proud of him. I'm like, I thought I'd never see the day where you go to work every day and don't let something come up. Like one day he was like, "No, I gotta be at work. I can't be late for work." I'm like, I thought I'd never see the day, but yep. So I'm very proud of him. Very proud, and that's the baby, and maybe that's why he was like that because he was spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
It's always different for them last ones.
He was the baby, and my mom spoiled him. So yeah, that's probably why he was like that. But yeah, but back to Briiine. I really wish, like most people, that he did stay in the hospital and at least stay so they can observe him for a couple of days because with blood clots they can't come back.
Well, I'm just glad that he got the procedure done before he left. You know, at least he kind of covered on that part.
Yes, Lady Tia, he figured it out. He figured it out. I mean, I'm sure y'all know some people that y'all just think they ain't gonna be shit their whole life. Like it'll
Mm-hmm.
make it so bad. My brother, he was like the coolest person you can ever meet. I mean, he's so cool and funny. Everybody just loves him. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like he was like this kind of person that you didn't want to be around. He
Right.
just didn't have all his shit together. Like,
Yeah.
but anytime I needed him, like the few times, like when I was working, I used to work like and go to school at the same time. And sometimes I would
Mm-hmm.
have my brothers come stay with me. Like, keep an eye on your nephews. Even I remember when
Right.
my oldest one was like 2 or something like that. And I had to work and go to school. And I didn't want to put him in daycare until he was potty trained. I was
Yeah.
like, bros, could y'all move in and potty train my baby like in a month? They was like, hell yeah, we got this, sis. Shit, they had that boy on the toilet, watching TV, playing games. They playing video games while he on his potty. I'm like, now don't let him sit there all day. Get him up, get him down, get him up, get him down. Child, that boy was potty trained within a month. I tell you the truth. He was probably trained within a month wearing drawers. Now,
That's
every now
good.
and then at nighttime, kids make mistakes, but for the most part, and after that, they went back home. Because they was teenagers then too.
Well, at least the y'all's relationship is mutually beneficial. They there for you, you there
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, so it ain't like he was, he just couldn't hold down a job and different things like that. And he just thought life was just I just be out here kicking it with my homies, just
Mhm.
whatever he wanted to do.
I know them types.
But yeah, so I'm glad he got it together. He's doing his thing, been holding down a job for a long time. I'm like, damn, bro, this is beautiful. And it is sad
Hmm.
because this is how life should be, right? And I know
Right.
some people are like, well, you shouldn't be like giving them props or a pat on their back because they doing shit that they should be doing. But everybody goes through life differently, and
True.
I try not to judge everybody the same way because
Yeah.
everybody has a certain circumstance growing up. We grew up in the hood. He was spoiled. He thought everything should come to him because he's the baby. He's cute. He just,
Hmm.
but mm-mm-mm. Yeah, you eventually got to grow up. Eventually got to grow out. But one thing too, try not to burn your bridges.
That
Try not to
now
burn your
that is very true.
bridges.
That is very true. Because you
Hmm.
never know when you're gonna need people again.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's very, very true. But I hope Brian ends up okay. I know he made a couple of videos and him and Jay Wilson is going back and forth. A lot of the content creators have stated their opinions about him leaving the hospital, but he literally just left the ICU. He said they wanted to move me from ICU into like a regular room for a couple of days, but he was like, I'm leaving.
Mm.
I don't know. And who was that? Who was that? I can't remember who was that. Oh, that was Sir King. Sir King said, if that was me and I just literally had a life threatening, like a damn near death experience, he
Hmm.
said there's no way I would leave the hospital. So a lot of people feel like, bro, why are you at home?
Well, the other argument I heard people having over on Jay's when he was talking about it is that you got to factor in his mental illness. What do you think about that?
Mental illness?
Like they was like, Brian kind of got some issues, and maybe that's why he's not thinking through things clearly, and this, that, and the other. Do you feel like that's a fact?
I don't know. What mental issues do he have?
Nah, ain't no doctor. I don't know, but
I'm just saying, like, has he been diagnosed? Has he ever came out here and stated what he has? See, I know a lot of
not
people
to my
think that
knowledge.
he has. A lot of people say he ain't, don't go all the way to the fifth floor.
Mhm.
But I don't know that people can come out here and act a certain way, and we can say, oh, they need medicine. I don't know if
Mhm.
he really has some type of mental issues or not, and he could have said it, and I just never tuned in for that
I
video.
never heard him
But
say anything, but you know how people just be like,
yeah.
well, he kind of whatever. So I don't know for real, for real.
Yeah, I don't know. But even if he did, after that near death experience, when people kept telling you to do the surgery and you was like, oh, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to have the surgery on. And he left and passed out. You pass out. Because see, the thing about a blood clot,
Yeah, that would have
when it
scared
when
me.
it hits, when that thing impacts you, it can literally take you out within seconds or
Right,
minutes. He probably
right,
had minutes to spare to get back into that emergency room, and that's like a near death experience.
most definitely.
Even with a mental issue, I would think, I don't know. And if the hospital knows he has a mental issue, then they should have tried to do everything in their power to keep him there.
Hmm.
Because if you have a mental issue and the doctors or police or family members think that you are doing something that could jeopardize
Harm
your life or
yourself.
somebody else's life, they
Yeah.
do have the right to get you admitted into a hospital and keep you in a hospital. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Does he really have a mental issue? And if
No,
so, I wonder if his doctors has he been diagnosed? I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, that part. I'm just saying. A lot of the comments I saw were like, well, y'all know Brian kind of.
Yeah, they
Got some
always say he
serious.
crazy and he
Yeah.
this and he that, but we say that about a lot of people on here. Oh, they need medicine, they need, therapy, they need,
Mm-hmm.
but when people haven't been diagnosed with something, I try not to put a jacket on them. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He could. I don't know.
I don't know. But
I don't
the
know.
people that I will say this, the people that I do know, because we got people in our family that's been diagnosed with mental illnesses, and their decision making skills are terrible. It's
hmm
like,
hmm
but they still are in charge of themselves, so can't nobody override what they want to do. But
hmm
all you could do is try to kind of talk some sense into them. But they,
That's all
grown
you
folks
can
don't
do.
be grown folks.
That's all you can do. And with some girl, like Jay said, if he ain't gonna listen to the doctor, why
Right.
would he listen to any one of us? You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
hey Dovey, how you doing, love? How you doing? Good morning. Liz said we could not live at home and not be in a school. Yes, you had to be full time or job. And it was times where I worked like 2 jobs. One time I worked 3 jobs.
Girl,
I
me
worked
too.
3 jobs one time, child. And my mom kept my boys. I thank God for my mom back then. She in heaven now.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, when if I had to go to school or work or something like that, and it was a holiday or school was out or closed, she was always there, to help, with the kids or again my little brothers when they were teenagers. But yeah, I appreciate that. I really did
Yeah,
appreciate that.
because
But
that's
I stayed
hard.
at home. We had to pay bills when I stayed at home. And I remember our bills wasn't even that much. Like when I used to work at McDonald's, I only got like maybe 250, 300 every 2 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
she'll be like, this is what you gotta buy when you get paid. And it would be like laundry, tissue, toothpaste.
But
She
that's
would
just a
have me buy like
responsibility.
certain
Yeah.
household items, right? And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
was with my boys when they used to work at Taco Bell or places like that in high school. Okay, I know your check only like 400 or 500. Give me $50. You know, do this, and then this gonna
Yeah.
go on the bill. And then I want you to go to the store. You work at Walmart, right? Go to the store and use your discount and
Right.
get some cleaning supplies. All right,
Yeah.
But
Because
yeah, you
that's
can't
just
stay
a
home for free.
responsibility.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And I know some people they just got it. They just got it where they really don't need their kids to help, whether they're working in high school or working as a grown up, still living at home. Some people they just pay all the bills and
But
just
I
let
look
the
at it
kids do
like
what they
this.
want with their money. And I don't know. I wasn't raised like that.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it like this. Even if I don't need the money, I ain't gonna be here forever. So I need you to know how to take care of
Mhm.
yourself when I'm not here. Because ain't nobody gonna do for you what your parents gonna do for you. You know. So you still need to teach them responsibility.
Yep. And
So
that's like me. I didn't have girls, but everything besides the cooking. I didn't have time to teach them to cook. I honestly, hey, make it get
neither
it how you get
neither
it.
one of us
But
could.
as far as doing laundry by the age of 10 and 11, I mean, they can clean a bathroom like no other. I mean, I taught them
Yeah.
how to keep a house clean. It just in
Uh-huh.
case you ever had to stay by yourself or you get with some female that really don't know what the fuck she doing, which I hope would never happen. But as far as the cooking, when they weren't in school, they were playing sports. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
used to get home till late at night. They played sports all year round. I'm talking
But see,
waking up
they
at six
probably.
o'clock in the morning, tournaments, all this. And now I ain't had no. Then I'm working 2 jobs too and going to school. Shoot, like I ain't had no time to turn them into no chefs or nothing like that.
But they
But
probably gonna be naturally. I think they probably be naturally good cooks if their mama can cook.
and I don't know. I don't know. But I taught them. I taught them enough. I
Right.
taught them enough. Sure, they know not to bleach color clothes. They know, there's just simple things that you need to know how to do if you were on your own. They
Right.
got that part from me, but
Exactly.
yeah. So and then as the cakes, like they never like help me with cakes either, but they used to help me like clean up after I'm done and help me wash all my cake
Mm-hmm. Utensils and
accessories and
stuff.
tools and things like that. But yeah, other than that they was like they was busy. They was busy. And by the time when one of them grew up and got out of high school, I just was like, I just let out this. One more to go. Because being a sports mom is really hard. It's really hard
I
being a
can
sports mom.
imagine. And you said they play every sport.
Every sport, track, wrestling, basketball, football. I
And they
mean,
can get expensive too.
that's what I'm talking about. That's why I was always working 2 jobs or more.
Yeah.
$150 shoes for this one, $100 and something dollar shoe for this one, like every few months, like then track season, then wrestling
Yep.
season, then and the out of town games, going on
Yeah.
the road, paying. Oh my God, you know how much add up the price of paying to get into a game in a
And
year.
now a lot of parents are doing that travel ball and they do that like year
Yep,
round and it's even more expensive than the school
man.
stuff because they traveling every weekend and going out of state and stuff like that.
And
It can
don't
get
let it
real
be a
expensive.
tourney. Don't let it be like the Christmas tournament
Yeah.
or something like that. And they
Yeah.
playing 4 or 5 games a day over the span
Yeah.
of 3 and 4 days, and it costs $10 to get into each game.
Then you gotta
Unless
eat
you
while
unless
you
you buy
traveling.
unless you buy like a bracelet or something like that, it's a little cheaper. But you could be there at the damn gym for like 8 9 hours.
Yeah.
Kids sleeping on benches, sleeping in the cars. I mean, it's
It's a
tough.
lot.
It's tough being a sports mom
Yeah.
and trying to work and all that other kind of stuff at the same time. But I
That's,
never take it back. I do it all over again because it kept them out the streets. It got them scholarships when they went to college. You know,
it helps them be well rounded.
yeah,
That goes a lot into being exposed to things and all of
yeah.
that.
Being part of
Um,
a team and being able to depend on people, and it teaches them a lot to play
yeah.
sports. It teaches them a lot.
Well,
Yep.
I
What's up,
only got
YouTube
the
cameras? How you doing, boo? What's up, Don Play? And what Don Play? Oh Lord, what is that a troll? Fran said, understood. School full time, work full time, and tutor them. Child.
Well, I only had one child, and she got her athletic ability from me, so she don't do no sports, but she does participate in choir. So, but like when it got to extracurricular stuff, my thing was this. A lot of that stuff, like she did like the ballet classes and dance classes when she was 4 and 5, and when she lost interest, I was like, I ain't gonna push her to stay in it because that shit expensive. And if she's not enjoying it, I felt like I was throwing money away. So she did a couple of years, and if she,
Mhm.
found something she wanted to do, but I'm not just going. I wasn't pushing it because I'm like, that stuff be expensive.
It is very
And
expensive. Hmm.
yeah,
But
because
with
her
my boys,
thing,
they didn't have a choice. They didn't. They had a choice of what activity they did, but they
but they
didn't
had to
have
do
a
something.
choice to not be in an
Right.
activity.
Well,
And
yeah,
they
she does
had a
good
choice.
choir.
You could be. It didn't even have to be sports. It could be
Mm-hmm.
an instrument. It could
Mm-hmm.
be. I mean, it could be all kind of stuff. But of course, they were
You gotta do
naturally in sports
something.
because both of their fathers played sports. A lot of the boys in my family played sports. So and it kept them. You know,
Busy.
I wanted them to do something all year round to keep their minds working and to keep them from being idle. And
Right.
sports was what I thought was best for mine. And when you grow up in the hood and a lot of people in your families in the gangs, they in and out of jail, they slanging, all this kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. They still was some of them was still in school and playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, okay, I want my boys to be different.
Right.
No shade to because I was out there doing shit too, so I can't even be like shading some of my family members because I used to get in trouble and shit too all the time. But I wanted to them structured to the best of my ability, and that's what
Yeah.
I knew what to do. Some people think like one of my cousins asked me when they was teenagers, "Why do you make your kids play sports all year round?"
But they
I'm
enjoyed it,
like,
right?
"Why not? Like, why not?
If
It
they
ain't
liked it,
killing
I don't
them.
see nothing wrong with it.
I mean, it ain't killing them. Like,
Right.
why
Yeah.
not?" Shit, in the summertime they was traveling. I mean, and it was fun for them. I mean, hell, it was
Right.
fun for them.
And to me, that's a win-win. You keeping them out of trouble and it's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
So
if they
it was
dreading it, that's a whole another thing. If they dread it, but as long as they enjoy it, what's the problem?
fun. Hmm. Yep. But shit, like I said, they didn't have a choice. I didn't care what sport y'all played. Y'all just had to play a sport. Or if y'all
Yeah.
didn't want to play a sport, then you got to do some other type of extracurricular activity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had to be involved in something all year round. That was
Yeah.
just, and it worked for me. They turned out great. Well, I mean, they could be worse. I think they turned out great.
I think they turned
They
out
ain't
good too.
perfect. They ain't perfect, but could be worse. Yeah.
Because from what I've seen of your boys since I've been knowing you for the last, what, 4, 5 years, they always come across as respectful. You know, they got a good sense of humor like you. They seem responsible. So,
Mhm. Yeah, you don't know how many times they be walking past me. Sometimes I'll be like, I want to talk. I want to talk. I'm like, go somewhere. Like that doggone Cam. Hey, what up, hood table?
I
What
like
up?
Wavy Cam. Them waves have me seasick when I be looking at his
Oh,
head.
them ways, his ways, boy, they be going nuts. They be going
Mm.
nuts. That's what they call him, wavy cam. But yeah, he just matter of fact, he just went outside on the back patio.
So when
Yeah.
did he get back from the Cali trip?
They were only there for 4 days,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, they were only there
Because
for
I
4 days.
think the last live I saw of yours was when he was there and you were trying to call him, make sure he was all right and stuff.
Yeah, because he kept calling me talking about we doing this, we going bungee jumping, we going this. I mean, just naming all kind of shit. Like what? We going
So did
skydiving.
he?
We're going.
So did he cross all that stuff off the bucket list? Did he do everything he wanted to do?
They didn't get to do everything they wanted to do, but
But
they did a
they
lot
did
of the
good.
stuff they wanted to do. But every time he called me, I'm like, you scaring me every time you call me and tell me what you about to do next. And then I remember, I don't know who it was on here on my show after he jumped on the mic. I mean, jumped on the no, I think he called me and I had him on my cell phone. Was that it? I can't remember.
I
But
think
remember,
so.
they were like, let that baby have fun out there
Yeah,
in California. And I'm like,
yeah. I
oh,
remember that. Choreo was up there with
yeah, that was probably choreo. Yep.
you. Huh?
Mhm.
But it's different when you change roles and you the parent. Because I know
Exactly.
I ran into my godson Friday and I was talking to him and he was telling me he's thinking about moving to Virginia and this, that, and other. Immediately, because he just turned 29. And I had all these questions like, who you know up there? How long you been talking to these folks? Because some girl he dating, he want to move up there. I'm like, what you know about her family? This, that, and the other. All them questions. And then mid sentence, I had to kind of pull it back because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone because when I was your age, couldn't nobody tell me shit. I did what I wanted to do. I moved where I wanted to move. I said, but make sure I know where you are, because like my family never wanted me to. I started out in Alabama, moved to Atlanta, moved back to Alabama, moved to North Carolina, moved to South Carolina, moved down to South Florida. I ain't asked nobody permission on nothing. I just informed them, look, I'm finna move here. So I had to kind of stop myself, but it feels so different when you talking to somebody younger and you the older person. So now I'm feeling like I know how my folks felt when I was making all these announcements. They're like, "Hey, where's she going
Mm-hmm.
now?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of stop myself, but I was just, immediately I'm like, "Who you know up there? That's too far away." Because he's the only child too, and I'm just like, "Well, what you know about her people? Where's she from?
Mm-hmm.
Is she black or white?" All of the basic questions. I
Oh,
had
gee.
like a laundry list of questions, but I said, well, I guess you gotta trust that they're gonna do the right thing. But it's like,
What?
and I never did get what the big difference was. Like my folks, when I moved to like Atlanta and the Carolinas, it wasn't a big deal. When I told them I was moving down to Florida, they act like I was moving out the country, and I'm like, it ain't like I ain't never been away from home before. But they
The
like this
parents
different,
are always going to be, especially if it's good parents, they're always going to be overprotective, no matter how many miles away you are. And don't let something happen to a hair on your head.
right?
They're going to be
Right.
running. Like my oldest one, when he moved out, I was like, there's no longer going to be me there saying, where you going, son? When you get
Yeah.
back? Da, 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 da. Now, the youngest one, I know I probably irritate him sometimes because he's 23, he's still at home. But sometimes when he
Hmm.
leave the house, I'll be like, where you going? Who house you
Right.
going over? And
Right.
I feel like this when it comes to kids who still live at home, like
Mm-hmm.
even if you might be over the age of 18, I still feel like you're my responsibility. And I still feel like, when people have problems with their kids and something happens, And the
Uh-huh.
police be like, well, when the last time you see him? Do you remember color they
Right.
wear? Even as grown kids, like they still will ask you that. Do you know where they went? Do you know any of their friends? Do you know where they
Right.
live? Like, I feel like as long as a child is still staying home in your house, you should know their friends, who they fuck
That's
with,
true.
who they talk to. So it ain't no control thing. Like I'm trying to
Right.
control him. He knows that. It's just if something happens to you, I know the first place to go or the last
Yeah.
place you went. I always been
Yeah.
like that. Now, once y'all move out, all that changes.
Yeah,
you
'cause
know,
it's not like you trying to get in their business. You doing that
right?
from a protective standpoint.
Exactly, exactly. Shit, I remember times when my youngest one, he had went somewhere and I didn't know where he went, and he said he had went one place, but then he ended up going somewhere else. So then I got to the point where I don't care how many houses you go to, because you got a curfew. I don't care how many houses you hop through that whole day. Just let me know. Just send me a text message and just
Yeah.
let me know I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
And
Because
you know
that
what?
is a horrible feeling to not know any direction to look when you
And
have
you
children.
know what's crazy? Now that we in this age of technology where they can text and call, think about it. When we was at, well, I know for me, I'm 50. So when I was younger like that, it wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't no text messaging. It wasn't nothing. When you left, you told them where you was going, and they just had to hope you made it there okay. Because I remember when I used to leave home and go back to school for
Mm-hmm,
college, it was like a 2 hour drive. And they would
mm-hmm,
be like, call me when you get there. And I'm like, I used to pull, you remember the commercials where they had the long distance, because this was back when they still, before cell phones, you would still get charged for long distance for them calls and stuff. So I
mm-hmm.
used to do that little thing where once I get back, I call, make a collect call, and when they say, please say your name, made it home, talk to you later, bye.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh
Yeah.
no, even on the cell phone. Remember the cell phones, like
When you was
where
on it
you
for
get that
7 to
first minute
7.
free. You get that first minute free back
Right,
then.
right. And free nights and weekends, so you
Free
didn't talk
nights
to
and
before 7
weekends.
o'clock.
I remember my
Girl.
cousin. Oh my god, my cousin, the boy cousin, who's 8 days apart from me. When he
Uh,
had his cell phones and stuff, he used to be like, "Why are you calling me right now? Call me back at 8." I'm like,
you
"But I
know I
need
ain't
to talk
free
to you
yet.
right now." Well, wait till I get to the home phone.
I know, and it's crazy because these days, if you leave home and you forget your phone, it's like you got to turn around and go back. Your whole world came to an end. But
Yes,
back then, shoot, when you left, that was it.
you know.
you
And
know.
you know what? The thing about it, when we were growing up, my mother, most of y'all know, she's really religious, and we was
Mhm.
in church a lot and woo 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 woo. But once we got to a
Mhm.
certain age, we was just out there. So a lot of
Yeah.
times we didn't even have curfews, believe it or not. We could be
No,
out all night as long as we came home and went to school the next day. I'm telling you,
hold up now. She didn't give you a curfew, or you
we didn't
give it.
have no curfew. Once we got to a
What
certain age,
religion? Usually the religious moments they still be trying to pound it in you,
that's what
like
I'm talking about. Once we got to a certain age, it's like you can sometimes you can't keep a child on that pew forever.
that's true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it came to my brothers.
Yeah.
Hell, they around like sixth, seventh grade, they were like, "Fuck, I'm done with school." Of course, they kept going, but there was a
Right.
lot of times where they wasn't even going. Like, we just got to a certain age where we got a little rebellious, like
See.
some kids do,
Yeah.
and we might have still like respected our parents per se, but we were
Mhm.
still out there doing a lot of shit that we didn't have no business doing. But as long as we
Exactly.
can, and that was before the cell phone days, before people really had cell phones, and we didn't really have a curfew. Now, if we miss school, if we skip school, shit like that, oh, you in trouble now. I don't care if you come in at 3 o'clock in the morning. You better get your ass up and go to school.
See, that one that never made it at our house. Look,
Mhm.
even as a grown up, hold on. Um, like I was grown and out of the house, but like when I would come home to visit my parents and stuff, out of respect for them because it's their house, I'm not gonna come home at 2 or 3 in the morning, you know, because I know how they are. So if it's that type of situation, maybe when I come visit, I just get a room somewhere. Cause I know I'm
Girl,
be
we
out
be out
whatever.
there, we be kicking it, be all up in the projects and everywhere else. Like we be
My
kicking.
food was a lot, and they ain't play. They ain't play like that.
Mhm. That's why when people ask me why I made my kids play sports all year round and kept them busy and kept them focused and engaged, it was because of a lot of stuff we used to do when we was growing up. And not just
Yeah,
me and my brothers and sisters, but it was like a family wide thing.
yeah.
Like, oh child, you know what? We didn't had like probably 5 funerals in the last year.
I've been seeing a
And
lot of
every
that on
time
your
I go
page.
to a funeral, I just be sitting there like when people get up and be like, when they go down memory lane,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, oh my God. Just think about all the shit that we used to go. Cause you know, some people they be telling too much during those funerals.
Uh,
Like, oh my God, I remember one time, like one time I told a story. One time I told a story at my godmom's mother's funeral. And everybody's like, man, why you up there snitching? I'm like, hey, we grown now. Like, what they gonna do? Whoop us? Like, I mean, when we sit around and we talk about all the fuck shit we done did, like
yeah.
when we growing up, it's amazing that most of us are still here. You
Wow.
know? So yeah. But anyway, that's kind of how it is when you grow up, and it's like the old heads. Like one of my cousins, and it's my second cousin. It's my mother's first cousin, so he's my second cousin, and
Mm-hmm.
he had went to prison for murder. When I was probably, I want to say, hmm, I want to say maybe 14. He
Mm-hmm.
had went to prison for murder, and they was bloods. They was involved in basically he killed his brother's girl's sister. I hope I
Mm.
didn't confuse you there.
A little bit, but go
But
on.
yeah, some guys had jumped his brother, my other second cousin. Some guys had jumped him, beat him up real bad. And so like it was a lot back in the day with our folks, we don't come one at a time. We come deep.
Right.
And that's why I always say you be some people be fucking with people and they don't know who they got behind them.
That's true.
And so I done had a lot of people roll up with me. I done rolled up with a lot of people coming
Mm-hmm.
up. You know what I'm saying? Even as an adult. But anyway, at that particular time, they did a drive-by on the house where the guys live.
Mm-hmm.
His brother's girlfriend's sister happened to be at that house that day. So she got killed.
Mm.
So he went to prison. That same cousin, who is my second cousin, he is now a minister and has been a minister for like 15, 20 years. But so when I sit back and we talk about all the shit we used to do growing up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about I grew up with gangsters, okay? Not
Mm-hmm.
no wanksters, like gangsters. Everybody walking around with guns, even to this day. When I go out with my girls, girl, you got your shit? You got your shit? Yeah, I got my shit. Let's go. Where like it's
Y'all
like,
hardcore.
it's that's just how we grew up. Now, my
Mm.
mother, she did a good job of keeping us in church when we were younger. So I still have that faith and I still have
She
that
gave that
Bible.
foundation.
Yeah, I still had that foundation. But once we got to a certain age, it was hard to keep us in the house and off the streets anymore. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It
Yeah.
was just hard because we had all this around us. And my mother, she tried so hard. Like the cousin that went to prison for murder, man,
Uh.
she tried so hard to keep me from that particular side of the family growing
Mm-hmm.
up because everybody was just get. I'm sorry, everybody was ghetto. Everybody there's no other name I can call it, but hood and ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's just that's how it was. That's how it was. And so I did the same thing with my boys when they were growing up. I kept them away from certain family members
Mm-hmm.
because they were still in that hood mentality, walking around with rags. What up, cuz? What up, blood? Well, on crip. Oh, I still had relatives still in that mentality as
Well, let me ask you
grown up.
this. Let me
And
ask
they
you this.
kids grew up with the same. You talking about kids, big bloods and little bloods? Okay, like big crips and little crips. Like some people, it takes longer to get that out your system. It didn't take me long, and it didn't take a few other cousins long, but some people it took longer, and some people still in that shit. Some people still they'll walk around blood with a blood on bloods. Like you 45 years old. You still talking about on bloods, throwing up signs and shit. Like I don't know, it's that hood mentality that I grew up with. And so yeah, I mean, even now, I'm at work. I'm one way. As soon as I leave, that as soon as I punch out, I'm a totally different person because of my hood mentality. I know how to go from the boardroom to the streets in 2.5. You know, so yeah, I grew up with a lot of shit going on in my family,
Well,
and I just
with your mom trying to keep you away from that side of the family, did that make you want to get to know about him even more because she was trying to keep you away from him, or was it that type of
see
thing?
what had
What?
happened was a lot of them kept going in and out of jail, but she couldn't keep me away because even her own sisters. Even how when I used to, I mentioned before how I had went to the Scared Straight thing like maybe 3 times. It was like 2 or 3 times, right? And every time I went, they would take us on a tour to prisons, right? And my one cousin, one of my favorite boys' cousin, every time I went, he was there. Like he went to jail. He literally went to jail every year, prison or jail.
Girl,
It was like
I
every
know.
year.
Now that
6
part I
month
know
stints,
about.
7 month stints, 9 month stints, 2 year stints. I mean, he was in and out, in and out, in and out. So that's my mother's like sister, like baby sister. Her boys was always like it was all the way around. So it's
Yeah.
like, how could you keep me from this family? But I'm with this family and they slanging and they doing this and they doing that. It was like naturally progressed throughout the family down to me and my brothers and my sister. And so we all were out there doing shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. But when my boys was growing up, a lot of times my family would be like, where your boys? Why don't never come around? Oh, they had a game. They at their daddy house. They at their grandma's. They, you know, because they used to like, even my brothers when they was little, they used to say, man, I can't wait till your boys get bigger so they can roll with us through the hood. And I know they're not. Oh, see, you hear Cam? He up here talking about I used to love them days. Yeah, come hang with them. They love to hang with their uncles. No, y'all's not gonna be driving around.
Be like, man, why y'all sisters so strict? Like, can you talk to her for me, bro? I'm trying to get off groundation. Like, can you like?
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. I'm like, no.
I know usually the ones that your parents try to keep you away from, them the ones that be the most fun and the one you want to, be with.
Exactly. The
And
most
you
fun.
feel like as a kid, why you making such a big deal out of it? We just was doing so and so.
Well, my mom tried to keep me from my second cousin because not only was they always in trouble, but they always fought too a lot. They'd be fighting a lot. Like they would get drunk, they would get high. It would just be a whole bunch of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So she tried to keep me from them as much as possible. And it was at one point in time where I didn't see them for a long time until my great grandma died, which was my mother's grandma. And so when she passed away, that's kind of when we got all back together. And then one of my cousins, I didn't even hook up with again until I had my second son. And so my cousin, the boy cousin, who's 8 days older than me, he had came to my house one day. He was like, you know, your cousin such and such lived like 2 blocks away. I'm like, what? I ain't seen her since we was little. Man, it was like color purple, bitch. I mean, we out there in the middle of the street because she literally stayed. We was on the same street, and the only thing between us was like a couple apartment buildings and maybe 6 houses.
And y'all never knew.
And he called her and he said, "Come outside." And she came outside and I went outside. He said, "See, there she is right there." Man, we took off running down the street. Oh my God, I see you forever. Oh my God. And, and we've been tight as hell ever since. So yeah. But I understand. I do understand why some parents try to keep their kids from certain people in the family. I totally understand. I totally understand.
Yeah, family's always gonna be made up of all different types. I come from a big family on both sides. Cause like my dad got like 13 brothers and sisters. My mama had like 12. So out of all them damn people, some of them kids gonna be this and some of them gonna be that. So they didn't like so much try to keep you away from them, but they let you know. Now look, they start doing some bullshit. You bring your ass home. you know,
But
it
see,
was
we
kind of
would
like,
come home. That's the thing. We
uh,
enjoyed that shit. We
well,
enjoyed that shit. I love drama. I love drama. As long as
yeah,
it ain't my
that's
drama.
not me.
I grew
I
up
like to
loving drama.
I like to watch, but I don't want to be involved in no drama.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. As long as it wasn't my drama, I love drama.
Right.
Even in school, I used to hate when I had to miss school because this is in high school, of course, but because it was like 3, 4, 5 fights every day. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
always some shit going on in school. So you know how sometimes the grade schools and the high schools are out on different days, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I would have to miss school to stay home with my little siblings, and I
Oh,
used to put up the biggest fuss. My mom was like, I ain't never met a child who so anxious to be in school. Like, mama, you just don't understand. You just don't like, okay, missing school for a day is like being in the B sector.
right. And
And you
missing
come
and
back
being
and
gone
you
for a few
like,
days.
what happened?
Right. You got to get caught up on everything. You done missed out on this, that, and the other.
And we was in one of the worst schools. I mean, so much fight, police there all the time. It was a lot. And we had a lot of Mexicans, a lot of blacks, a lot of Italians, a lot of
Oh, so
Puerto
y'all
Rico.
was down there.
We was a melting pot. And it was like
Mm.
always this race against this race, this gang against this gang. It was a lot. It was a lot. So it was
See,
like a soap opera.
I told you before. I grew up in the country. We ain't have all that. You got your hood and you got your country. It's two different things, but it's kind of similar, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't know. It was just different. It
It was
wasn't like a whole lot of melting pots where I'm from. It was just us where I'm from. So we weren't used to dealing with all that other stuff.
mm-hmm.
And and it wasn't no whole lot to get into. Hell, I come from one of them towns. If you blink, you miss it. Cause it was cotton fields and more cotton fields. And that's what it
Oh,
was. So it was kind of like you made your own fun. But
mm-hmm.
but like we weren't just ignorant to everything that go on, but we went like you talking about staying strapped and this that, and the other in the game. We had no games where I'm from.
Child, it was odd to be around people growing up that wasn't strapped. Like everybody had a gun. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know
it,
nothing about that though.
sometimes they were, just the people who had them shouldn't have had them. That was the thing
Yeah.
because you can't even get a gun till you like a certain age. And back then we had to have permits. Like now we don't have to have permits. They just passed that like a couple of years ago.
So what you just go buy one, that's it?
Yes, we don't even have to have a concealed to carry permit.
Wow.
Yeah, it just passed. It just passed 2 years ago. I did a whole show on it.
So
When
do they
that
do
happened, I did a
y'all have
whole
to
show
do
on it.
the so since you don't have to have a permit or anything, do you have to do the whole waiting period? I know in
Nope.
some places. So
Nope.
you can go today, buy a gun and leave with it today.
Yep.
Wow.
Of course, people who ain't supposed to have guns ain't supposed to have guns.
But of
You know
course
what
they
I'm
can get
saying?
you know.
But if you're a felon and you get caught, you gonna get a jail. But yeah, you can buy a gun easy.
Mm-mm.
As long as you
That's
got the
crazy.
money. You ain't got to because before it used to be especially if you wanted a concealed weapons gun. Like when I got
Mm-hmm.
my concealed gun, I mean, got my CC. When I got that some years ago, you had to not only pay for the permit, which was like $120, but
Mm-hmm.
you had to pay for the class, which was $100 and some dollars, and it was 8 hours long. So you
Mm-hmm.
had to sit in a class all day on Saturday, and you had to pass 3 tests, including the shooting test.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you have to pay for your gun. So altogether, when I first got my first gun, my gun was 700. The class was 120, 125. and the license was like 100 and something. I can't remember the exact amount.
So
I
damn
spent
no
almost a
$1,000.
thousand. I almost spent $1,000 just to get a concealed permit, and including the
Wow.
gun. Hmm.
I didn't even realize it could be that expensive. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't never bought a gun.
Well,
So
that's why I'm glad. I'm glad now that, well, I see I already got my shit. I don't even need my shit, but I still keep my license in my
mm,
wallet. But now all you gotta do is literally pay for the gun. That's all you gotta do
mm,
now, and you ain't gotta take no classes,
mm,
which I think is crazy. That's why I went live about it and discussed it a few years ago when it was about to pass. Because I'm like, you're gonna have all these people out here who never shot a gun before just be able to
right.
just go buy a gun. Like it's weird to me
Yeah. What made them stop?
because the rest of the state didn't have permits.
Mm,
We were the only ones left in the whole state.
mm.
We're the only ones left. That's basically it right there. That's
Well, I
basically
don't
it
even
right
know.
there.
I don't even know what the laws are around here, but I would think. I think they still have to get a permit. I don't know for real. I ain't even
Well,
feeling like.
always check your laws, especially if you want to get one, because some states require you get a permit and some states don't. And always there's a map that you can look up online, say what states allow guns. You just type in something like that. So
Mm,
if you stay in, let's say, New York, you can
mm,
look up your state and it'll show you every state where you can take your gun without a permit.
mm,
Mm-hmm. Yep. So some people live in states where I can take my gun, but they live in a state where they can't bring their shit here
mm,
without a permit. So yeah, you always got to check that before you travel if you're traveling with your weapon. But it's online. Yep. Hmm. But
mm,
child, we've been on here a couple of hours. I know we didn't already discuss more topics than a few, including the main ones we started off with. But
mm.
Clyde said, "Hey, Clyde, what's up, Regina? How y'all doing?" Clyde said she know how to code switch. Child, boy, I can code switch with the best of them. I'm telling you. Be at work talking about, "Hi, may I help you?" Then as soon as you get home, "What up? What up, Nick? What up, bitch? How you doing? What's up? Where you going? What you drinking?" Like, just that code switch. You gotta be good at that code switching.
And you know, a lot of times it be so natural you don't even realize you do it.
I don't. I didn't realize I did it either because, like, okay, my answer machine. When people call me, like my friends, even my friends and my family members, they always talk shit about my answer machine message
What it
because
sound
it
like?
don't sound like me.
You got it's the professional one?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
really professional. Because
Gotcha.
sometimes I have to use my home phone for work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it is what it is. And I done had relatives call me before and hang up and think they got the wrong number. No, honestly. Or they'll leave some
Wow.
shit on there. What the fuck? Why is you up here to acting all bougie and all professional? What, is this you on the voicemail? I done had people leave all kind of crazy shit on the voice. I noticed I must got the wrong fucking number. Like,
Now that's funny.
because it's like, I swear to God, it don't even sound like me. Like my work voice and my regular voice is worlds apart. And so if you were to call my phone and wait till the voicemail pick up, you'd be like, nah, I got the wrong
Girl, it's like my dad when I was growing up
number.
and I knew I had did something that I could get in trouble for because I ain't the type. I can't. I don't like stuff weighing heavy on me. I got to get it off him. So I would call him at work because I know if he at work, you ain't finna get that chewing out you'd get if you was at home because he had to stay professional on the phone. So that was my thing. If you fuck up, you better call and tell dad while he at work. When he get home, it's gonna
Yes.
be a whole nother conversation.
Oh, yes. And you know what? My mother didn't cuss. So even though she didn't cuss, I still understand because
Hmm.
she just has this tone of voice and she says other words instead of cuss words. You know
I
how
got
people be creating
relatives like that.
cuss words. Y'all son of a guns, y'all. I can't remember some of the words she used to call us, but they weren't curse words.
See,
That
down here,
just
they call that blessing you out. He blessing you
yeah,
out. Well, they curse you out without cursing.
yeah. She would say
He
like
blessing
stuff
you
to
out.
us, and her favorite was that's just too light right for y'all hard headed. Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew what like right was until I had kids. And then when I used it with them, they was like, huh? What's a like right? What are you talking about? Is it right? Is it wrong? What's talking about? What?
Yes, we had aunties like that used to babysit us and we'd drive them crazy. And then she'll get the fussing and not a single cuss word come out, but you had the same effect by the time she got through talking to you.
I never heard my mother cuss a day in my life.
Never.
Never. I'm telling you, she was really laid back, really like she didn't like confrontation. She didn't like to argue. She didn't like to fight. She was mean. People used to laugh when we were growing up because they'd be like, "You sure that's your daughter?" Like y'all are worlds apart. We're like night and day.
Wow.
We're
So
like
she
night
never
and day.
used profanity.
Huh?
She never used profanity.
Never, never,
So
never.
crazy.
I
Like
put that
my
on,
parents,
I put that on the Bible. Not even damn.
my parents didn't use a lot of it. You know,
Not
when
ass. Not
we
even
were
ass.
no.
And it was so funny because we'd be like, "Mom, but ass is a Bible. It's a Bible. It's in the Bible. It's a donkey. It's a. Don't you use that where you say butt or you say bottom or no for real. She never cursed. Never.
Well,
Never.
my folks, they did that. They would say the little basic ones, but they didn't do a lot of cussing in front of the kids. But then it didn't make no difference because we lived next door to my grandmama and they was over there cussing like sailors. So like you at my mom and them house and everything is
That's
prim
right.
proper.
Everybody
Then
else
you
did.
then you walk across the yard and you hear son of a bitch motherfucker.
Everybody in my family cussed.
What difference did it make?
Everybody. Even my father, my stepdad, the one she was married to the day she passed, he
Mm-hmm.
cussed, he drank, he partied, he hung out like they were total opposites. She would be
Yeah.
at church 5 days a week, and he'd be hanging out with the homies at his
Right.
family house or at home with us. Like
That sounds so
he wasn't
crazy.
no Bible thumper. He wasn't no church person like that. And you couldn't make him go to church. If he went to church, it's because he just absolutely felt like going one day.
So did your mom get on him for talking like that in
No,
front of
because
y'all?
he wouldn't cuss around her.
Oh, okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
he
Got
wouldn't cuss around her. Oh no. Oh no. He wouldn't even drink around her. He had to keep like his liquor outside in the garage or like she wouldn't even allow liquor in the house. Like
you.
that's how
Mhm.
she was. But that didn't keep him from drinking. That didn't keep him from coming home fucked up. You know?
Well, they say opposites attract.
Yep. And they were together from the time I was 5 until she passed away, like
Wow.
9 years ago. Yeah, they were together for like 40 years. Yep.
That's crazy.
She always was a Bible thumper. Well, not always, because she didn't start going to church till I was probably 7. Like a few years after they met, she started going to church. So
But
from
when
that
she went
time,
in, she went
that's
in.
that's been a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But she was a Bible thumper. I'm talking praying, walking through the house, praying, throwing up anointing oil on you, splashing your forehead when you walk past, blasting gospel music out. Man, you know how embarrassing it is to be walking through the hood with all your friends, and a whole 3 blocks away you can hear Shirley Caesar or
You embarrassed.
I mean
You
embarrassed.
embarrassed if
Like
you doing the right stuff.
just embarrassed. I'm like, oh no. When I was younger, oh God, when I was younger, she was embarrassed the hell out of us, right? Like if
Uh-huh.
you came by, because we didn't always have a telephone, because we was poor.
Uh,
We didn't always have a telephone. So if you had to get us, you had to come get us. So my friends used to come by and knock on the door, like most friends after school.
uh-huh.
Can Tanya come outside and play? You're gonna have to come back in an hour because right now she's praying. And then after that, she's gonna have to read her Bible.
That is funny. And you
I promise
embarrassed.
you. I promise you. I promise you. When we was little, when we got home from school, we had to read. We had to read the Bible and pray for an hour,
Every day?
and we had to tell her what we read about. So it wasn't just no you playing around with the Bible with the good book.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty strict. We didn't
Yeah,
have
and then
no
we went
church.
to church all the time. So when I
Well, I
say once
remember
we
you.
got around a certain age, it
Hmm.
was a wrap. We had enough of church. Like around the 12 and 13, 14.
Well, we grew up in church, but I think y'all was a little more churchy than we was.
We was a lot of more churchy. Hmm.
Cause we did Sunday and we did Wednesday night Bible class, but that was it.
Girl, we had times where it was 2, 3 months long tent revivals,
Yeah,
church
we ain't doing
revivals.
all that.
We on 7 days a week.
Y'all out
Like
there in the summertime sitting under them tents, by the pants out.
summertime, wintertime, under the damn hot ass tent, getting bit up by mosquitoes all night
Cause
on
then
a
you
school
tell us
night.
one time it was during the tornado.
On a school night. That's the one. Yeah, that was the same church. We was under the tent during a tornado. Our pastor, she was about 8 or 7 months pregnant. The tornado hit. Everybody running. Like we used to be under that tent all the time, outside in the heat, every
See,
summer,
mm-mm.
every day, every day. So when I tell you, by the time I got a certain age, I'm like, I didn't have enough church for a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah, because I can imagine that burning you out.
It did. It really burns you out. And I hate to say that because I like church. I love God. You know what I'm saying? I consider myself
Hmm.
a Christian, even though I backslide every other week. But
Yeah,
it's a lot when it's just a lot. And
right.
it's like our family, our household was like the only ones that really went to church. None of my cousins, my uncles and aunties, they didn't make their kids go to church. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Mhm.
oh, why we gotta go to church all the time? It was a fight. And then I was a tomboy, so she couldn't get me to wear dresses, right? And then half the time I was trying to fight in church and fighting in church. So
Yeah,
she
I
started
remember
making
talking about
me
the fight.
wear, yeah. So finally, because we couldn't, going back and forth on the dresses, and the little cute shoes and all that bullshit. So she
Hmm.
started buying me skirts. Remember when people used to wear the skirts?
I
She
remember the
started
schools.
buying
I
me
didn't like it.
skirts because that was like the closest thing, and that
Yeah,
satisfied her because it looked like a skirt at least from the front.
yeah. I hated them things. I ain't like sports.
Well, I preferred them over dresses and
We
stockings.
yeah, because the church we went to when I was going to church, my mom was a primitive Baptist church, and you had to have on a dress. I don't care if you just going up there for choir rehearsal on Saturday. You
Yep,
had to put on a skirt or a dress to go up there, and I hated that. But they
yep.
real strict, when it coming in. But I ended up leaving the primitive Baptist church and going to the missionary Baptist, and they was a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, it depends on what church you go to too. But even like to this day, when I go to church, you might not believe me, but I don't own a dress.
I believe.
I do not own a dress.
I'm not a big dress
I
wearer
do
either.
not own a skirt. I'm a
You
tomboy
like I
to
meant
heart.
that.
I have some nice slacks and I have
Mm,
some nice blouses
yeah,
when I do have to dress up and or go to church. But you cannot get me to wear no damn dress. I
yeah.
hated that shit growing up. I hated it. And then, like I said, eventually, once people start with some little skirts, start going around, that was like, oh my
Mhm.
god, me and my mother came to a compromise. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess that would be a compromise. You met her halfway.
Yeah, because I used to be, I'm telling you, sitting in church, legs capped over, leaning to the side like I'm riding in the cut in a Cadillac. Like, I'm on, sit up, girl. Close your legs.
Yeah, I grew up with three brothers, so I was kind of tomboyish too. It wasn't no, I ain't never been that girly girl, so I wasn't real keen on the whole dress thing either.
I was playing football. I mean, all that shit, playing with the boys, basketball. I was always doing shit like that growing up, like
Mm,
all the time. Ain't no Barbie dolls, ain't no none of that shit.
yeah.
Mm-mm. And then it'd be funny because on holidays she would buy me that shit, and they would stay in the box and sit and stay on my dresser or in the closet.
Well, see, my dad, when I think I might have been about 11, and it was Christmas Day. He had went out and got this doll, and he seen it outside laying on the ground somewhere. He was like, "This the last doll I'm bringing in this house. I ain't buying it for you to be having them laying outside like that." He ain't buy me nothing, so I was like, "Okay."
Girl, I remember when I grew up and I moved out, and my mom, like back in the day, what's up, street poet? How you doing? And you got a chill set. I didn't like wearing dresses either. But I remember, I don't remember what age I was, but my mom, I guess she was cleaning out the house or something. And she
Mm-hmm.
remember those big ass Cabbage Patch dolls. They're kind of like not life size, but they were really big. Like
I remember, but I ain't never had one.
maybe 3 feet, maybe a little
Uh-huh.
bigger. I mean, they were
Uh-huh.
big, and I think it was a limited edition. I'm not sure, but real big old head, the ponytails, the little girl Cabbage Patch doll. I don't
With
even
the
remember her
yarn hair.
name. Yeah, with the yarn hair and child. I had so many dolls that she would buy me that I never fucking play with. So one day she was like, "What do you want me to do with all this stuff? Like, do you want it?" No, I don't want that shit. Get that shit to the Goodwill. Like, I don't know. Shit all dusty, still in boxes and shit like that. The packages. Like,
You
sell
probably have some
it.
collector's
Like,
items.
but I wasn't even using, I wasn't even collecting. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It was
saying you
just,
probably could got some money out of
I was ignoring. That's what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
Ignoring. I'm like, sell the shit. I don't know what the fuck you supposed to do with that shit.
Yeah, I wasn't that dog person either. And even now, as an adult, usually, if it's a room full of women and a room full of guys, because I grew up, being the only girl, I feel more comfortable hanging out with the fellas because I'm
Mhm,
more used to that than doing the
mhm.
whole girl talk thing. It's like
Yeah,
I'm one of
I
the people.
had a whole bunch of them.
I ain't starting no shopping, none of all that. Yeah, I can't
Mhm.
even get in them tight conversations. So
Yep, like shopping, like some of my friends, they love to shop. They love to, I never
no,
been into the shopping and
me either.
all that kind of stuff and making everything match and all this coordination. I never been into that really. I was always t-shirts and shorts and jeans and sneakers. I used to have so many damn sneakers. Like, I had to tame that shit down once I got really older. I was like, all this money I'm spending on, like buying a couple of pair of sneakers every payday. I mean, I used to be in the sneakers like really hard, but yeah, it's like life be lifing even now as an
Mhm,
adult. But all I
mhm.
gotta say when I look back into some of the things that I might have participated in, or some of the people I might have grew up with, I and the things that I was surrounded with, I thank God for my grounded church mother who did
Mhm.
instill that in us. But I also thank God for the man she married because we had the best of both worlds. That's how I
And that's
look.
exactly what I was thinking. You
You
had the best of
know,
both worlds.
yes, we had the best of both worlds because I think if we would have been alone with her,
Y'all have been in culture shock when you got away from home.
exactly. Because she tried to just keep us, she tried to hold us oh so tight, like just keep us in church, good little kids, good little, stuff like that. But that shit, it didn't last. It didn't last.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I,
so.
you know, I'm one of them people. I believe you have to go through a lot of stuff to get to where you are now. And you wouldn't be the person you are now if you didn't go through all of what you went through.
And it's a lot of people just like me. I know a lot of people who grew up in church
Hmm.
and they had so much damn church. It was like they just went the total opposite direction. They just went the opposite direction. Like, remember the guy that I interviewed? That church that
Hmm.
I'm talking about with the tents all the time, the tent revivals,
Hmm.
that pastor's son went to prison for life. Remember I told you about him? I even did an interview on him. It's 3 interviews. It's called From the Pulpit to the Pen.
I
Oh,
remember
no, no,
seeing.
no.
I
It's
don't know
called From
the.
the Pew. It's called From the
Hmm.
Pew to the Pen. And I did,
Yeah.
it's a 3-part interview I did because he's in prison and they can
Mhm.
only talk so long on the
Yeah.
phone. And I interviewed him from prison. And I just wanted to see, like, we grew up together. Like playing together, singing together, in choir together, you know, like, and you're in prison for life and you're my pastor's son.
Yeah.
She ain't my pastor to this day, but you know, when I was growing up with my mom, that was my
Right.
pastor.
Is that the one she was pregnant with during the tornado?
No, no, no. She got
Oh,
3 boys. She got 3 boys, and that was the third baby she was pregnant with.
oh, okay.
Yep. Hmm. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, currently I don't go to church now, but that is not because I don't have a relationship with God. It's just that I see a lot of hypocrisy in the church, and like,
Hmm.
once I see your true colors, I ain't fooling with you no more. So if I go to a church and I find out that it ain't what it's supposed to be, I'm done.
And that's
Which
how I am too.
ain't no
Hmm.
church gonna be perfect, but I don't believe in excusing what the pastor does because he the pastor. I ain't going along with all that. So
Right.
if
Like
you
I don't
start doing
believe
that,
in paying like the Old Testament stuff, the tithes and the 10%. I put in what I put in.
right,
Like if you ain't happy with what I put in, I'll give it to another church.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Like on a good pay streak, I might be able to actually get my little 10% like they preach. But if I get 50 this day, give 100 this day, get 25 this day, don't judge me. I'm doing the best I can. I understand it costs money to run a church. I
hmm.
understand that, but as
But you ain't supposed to
ministers,
pay.
you
You
ain't
ain't
a good
supposed to have to pay
minister.
no fee. It's
Yeah,
to the point you got to pay a fee to go to church.
exactly. And see, I grew up that same church. I grew up with the pastor driving Cadillacs, big ass
Hmm.
expensive
And see, I don't
jewelry,
like that.
furs and minks. This the same pastor I'm talking about with the
And the
son in
members
prison.
might not even have food at
And
home.
we all in the projects and on Section 8 and food stamps.
Yeah,
So, you know, like, and my mother used to give our very last sometimes to church.
yeah.
So I understand, like, growing up in those type of churches where ain't nobody leaving. We ain't leaving church till we get another $100. That's
Right. And
how I grew up.
you know what really used to kill me? Here come the pastor talking about, I'm gonna set it off. I'm gonna put the first 100 in. Hell, that's all 100. You got that from
Oh, I love when pastors say that. Oh, I'm putting the first 200 in. I'm putting my
us.
own money on this. Like,
Right. That you got from
probably
us.
taking it back.
Mm-mm. I'm like,
Probably
nah.
taking it back soon as church is over.
Exactly. No, I don't play them type of games.
I mean, man, we on a church van with a whole bunch of musty ass kids, and you getting a new Cadillac every 6 months. And you know,
Right.
back then Cadillacs was the shit. Like them
Yeah, they
mugs
still
were
good.
expensive. They still the shit, but back like in the 90s and stuff,
Yeah.
you rolling around not a Cadillac, but a brand new Cadillac. In the
Mm-hmm.
90s, child, you know you got money.
Right.
Shit.
But yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't believe in it. You know, that'll take you down a whole nother road. But
It will.
yeah,
It will. It
man,
will. It will.
I don't believe you got to pay no fee to be no member. So
Yep.
I'm like,
And you
when you
right,
start
Street
making me feel, trying to make me feel guilty, because you know how some churches they be wanting your financial reports and
They
I done
do
heard
like some
people
churches.
talk about your W-2s and stuff.
Your
I'm like,
W-2. Yep.
we're
Yep.
not doing that.
Yep.
We're not gonna do
Yep,
that.
they sure do. They sure do. Yep. And Street Poet is right. Church has evolved into come as you are and donate what you wish, but it's still tax exempt. And
Yeah.
I literally give what I can. Sometimes if you know the
Well, I ain't
paychecks
gonna
are
lie.
really checking, you know, I might put an extra, especially excuse me, if I know they got other things going on like the youth fund or the what we got what they got going on now, the summer vacation Bible school or you
They
know
ain't doing the building fund no more.
doing yeah, I mean girl building churches have all kind of funds, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes I would even donate to the other things, you know, but I don't like feeling forced like we grew up feeling forced.
But you
Feeling
know, it's like
forced,
with
literally.
street boys saying about the tax exemption, just like they tax exempt. When I was donating, I was reporting that on my taxes, so I
I
get
did
that
too.
deduction.
Yep. Once I
So
grew up and became a grown up and
mhm.
a parent and whatever I put in church, at the end of the year, your pastor is supposed to hand you like a copy of what you contributed throughout the whole year. Then you take that and file your taxes. Now, if your
I had
pastor
my
don't
own
give you
record.
that at the end of the year,
Yeah,
I hope you
I was
keep
writing
track.
checks, so I had my own record. He had to give me nothing.
Right, right. See, some people keep track. They keep it in their checkbooks, or their what do they call that thing? I forgot what they call it. The
Like
check
check
thing.
registry.
Yeah, the registry. They keep it in a registry, write it down and all that kind of stuff. But even if you did or didn't, you still should be able to go to the church secretary and say, "Can I get a
Give me
copy
a
of
copy.
what all I
Right,
contributed?" You know.
right. Because
And if
they
they
a
can't
lot
do
of
that
times
for
they
you, then
be
there's a problem.
and they
Hmm.
use a lot of people be using that information for the wrong reason anyway. Because they trying to look at your 10%, trying to do that math and see what you make
Yeah,
based
like,
on
oh
what
well,
you
last
doing.
week you put 300 in church, but this week you only put 75.
Right.
Like, what's going on here? Like,
Like when God come and complain to me, that's when we'll do something about it. But he ain't told
when
me
God
nothing.
blesses me, I will bless you.
Right. And when he tell me 75 ain't enough, that's when I make a move. But he ain't told me
No, you know how old boy is. Old boy is on Friday when he said, "Mama, this ain't enough. Make it
that. Make
enough."
it enough. Yeah. She done
Tell
gave
your
him a
pastor
dollar.
that he was going to get some cigarettes.
Yeah. A dollar? What am I supposed to do with this? This ain't enough. Make it enough.
Oh man,
Whew.
man,
But
I
yeah,
wish they could have made one more Friday with him in it, Lord.
yeah, because I didn't like the Fridays after the first one. I was a Chris Tucker Friday. Day Day was alright, but I liked the original Friday crew.
Yeah, I did like the Friday after next,
Yeah,
with the Santa and
yeah,
that
I didn't
one
even like that.
with Cat Williams. It had a lot of funny moments in that one. But the first Friday, it can't top.
This
There's
was like,
nothing that can top that. There's
yeah,
nothing.
that's why I hate to see a lot of movies do sequels because I don't like sequels and I don't like remakes because when you do a remake, I'm just gonna be comparing your remake to the original, which is not fair to you, but I mean, the original is always gonna be the start of me.
Well, what do you think about the remake of Bad Boys #4?
I haven't seen it yet,
Well, I won't give you any. I won't give you any
but
teaser.
I saw
But
the
I thought it
second
was
one.
good. I
I
thought it
saw
was
the second one,
good.
and it wasn't good as the first one. But I'm one of those people. I guess I'm always gonna be biased. The first one is always gonna be like the other night when y'all was talking about songs and people redoing songs. The
Hmm.
original to me is always better than the remake.
Well, when it comes to not the Fridays, but when it comes to um uh Bad Boys, the
Hmm.
first one is always stuck with me as the best. Now
Yeah,
the ones that followed up, they were really good. Even this #4, a lot of people out there, hey Taylor Boo, a lot of people out there are saying #4 is the best. Now
oh
I
yeah,
watched #4 and I thought it was really good,
but it
but
didn't be.
it didn't. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. I
I
really
don't
did.
remember the third one. What was the third one? I know the second one, your girl, Gabrielle Union was in the second one.
Well, remember the third one, Will Smith's estranged son
See,
by the
I guess I never seen it.
Mexican or Spanish lady.
I
Remember
never
he
seen it.
was remember he was coming after him.
No. So I
Well,
need to go see 3 and 4, I guess.
yeah,
Because
because the son plays a awesome part as he's grown
and
up now.
4
Yeah,
and
yeah. And
oh
4,
yeah. Yeah,
he
I didn't
plays
know.
he plays a really good part, and
Okay.
he's fine as hell.
Who playing
Ooh,
the son? Is it
ooh,
somebody I know?
I don't even know his real name, but he's
Oh,
played in a lot of other stuff before, so you will
okay.
recognize him.
Okay. Well, yeah,
But
I never saw 3. I didn't even know he had a son.
you gotta watch 3. You definitely gotta watch
Okay.
3. But yeah, the son he used to be involved in a lot of like drugs and hustling and
Uh,
dealing. He was used to be involved in all that kind of stuff.
and this Will
And
Smith thing.
he had went to prison. And so in this one, I don't want to give you no teasers really, but basically he's out
Okay.
and he plays a big part in 4. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it was good.
Well, I'm gonna watch 3 before I watch 4.
Okay, yeah, definitely watch 3 and then watch 4. But
Cause
other than that, no,
I've
Taylor
been
made you
hearing
can Oh, I'm sorry. Taylor made, if you want, you can go back and watch the video from the beginning if you're late or catch it another time. But we had a really great show. We're kind of wrapping it up and winding it down right now. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. And I hope all of you are enjoying your Sunday. And don't forget to hit the like and share button. But yeah, what was you saying?
I was just saying, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I know what I was saying. I done heard pretty good reviews from everybody that's seen it.
Oh yeah, it was good. I really did enjoy it. It's just like, I don't know, it's something like you said, sometimes it's the number one, the first
Mm-hmm.
originals that just be like, and my thing, I think my thing, okay, let me just say this, and I don't mean it in a shady or mean type of way,
Yeah.
but Martin don't be Martinin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like something is
he
wrong with
changed.
Martin. He has health issues.
Yeah.
So
Cause he ain't as funny as he used to be. And I can't stand Will Smith, but the only thing I would watch Will Smith in is Bad Boy.
yeah, Martin is no longer the funny person that he used to be. And
No.
also he has had health issues.
Right.
Remember 3? I thought the man should be in the hospital when he was playing 3. Like the way he talked, it seemed like his mouth was
See,
like
I
full of,
didn't see 3. So
so yeah, even in this one, and then he was heavier in 3 as well.
yeah.
But in this one, he slimmed down, but still you can tell like something. And then he have a stroke. He something happened to him. I can't remember.
Well, I remember back in the day, he had something to do with like heat exhaustion, and he had passed out and all that stuff. And they were saying,
Mhm.
that was when they was trying to say he was kind of losing his mind and stuff.
Yeah,
But
it's like it's he's not. He's not the Martin from the first
that we
and the
know,
second
yeah,
one. He's like, I don't know what it is. It's like, you know how like go to a Casey and JoJo concert right now and then
yeah,
picture them back in the 90s. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I get it. And my thing with a lot of comedians in general, and this is just my theory, but once they start making money, they ain't funny as they used to be. When they be hungry and trying to make it and trying to get established, it's like when I think about Sid the Entertainer when he first started versus Sid the Entertainer now he's so commercial. And then even Steve Harvey, a lot of people didn't really like him in the beginning, but I used to think he was funny. But like once they start making money, they don't be as funny. I guess they feel like they don't have to work as hard because they didn't establish themselves. But
Well,
it's
I
very
think with
few
Martin,
comedians.
it's you just got if you watch 3, matter of fact,
Uh-huh.
when you do watch 3, hit me up. And when you
Okay.
watch 4, because I really want to know, you have to
Yeah.
watch to see what I'm talking about as far as
Because
Martin.
it two wasn't as funny as one, but it
He was
wasn't
still
bad.
him. I mean, he was
Yeah,
still
yeah,
him. Like in this
yeah.
one, it just seems like I don't know, like it seems like he don't have the stamina, he don't have the and I
Okay.
understand they're older. I understand that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it just seems like he has something going on. You
Yeah, because the
know,
first one, I think the first one came out, I was like still in college. That was like 94. So that would have been like,
yeah,
what, 30 years ago?
you're right.
And it
But
don't even
that's
seem like
why
it's
I
been
said
that
I
much
don't want to be
time.
mean. Right. And that's why I said I don't want to be mean because I know he has had some health issues, but
Yeah.
it is a certain few things in the movie where I thought was like funny, but now Will Smith is still Will Smith. He's still the same type of character from the first one. I mean, his character is still on point, but Martin's character is just it's not the
Hmm.
same. It's not the same. So yeah, you gotta check that out and let me know what you think. But I do think 4 was good. I do think it was good.
Okay. I'm going to check it out.
Yep. But other than that, you guys, again, thank you all for tuning in today. I hope everybody is having a good Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday, so a lot of us has to go back to work on Monday. So I hope you guys
Yeah.
have a good week, a blessed week. Again, when it comes to Brian, I hope that he stays on the up and up where it comes to his health. all of us could use to make some difference, some changes in our life to become a little bit more healthy. Even the ones who think they might be at the healthiest state of their life, we can all do something a little more to become a little bit more healthier. But with him, I do hope that he recovers and that he will be able to return to work. But I
Yeah.
do hope that he starts taking those orders from his doctors more seriously,
Take
because
better.
blood loss is nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. And I get why a lot of people are upset that he didn't again stay in the hospital like they would like him to do. But I
Right.
still hope that I don't wish nothing bad on him. That
Yeah.
I know he's doing videos and he's coming at people who's speaking out about it, and he might speak about mine. I don't care. I don't
Right.
care. I'm gonna live to see. I'm gonna live to see and make another video. Live to see
That's
another
true.
day to make another video. But other than that, any last minute words you want to say?
No, thanks for letting me come and hang out with you up here today.
All right. Well, I'm glad you hit the panel. I'm like, it's always fun to hang out with you on the panel. So I'm glad that you did.
Bring back Friday Night Live.
I will, but see, y'all have to be there for it, because the thing with Friday Night Live, that was made from the crew. And I
Yeah,
hate
because
to say that, like,
and I meant
because
to ask you how everybody is doing because I hadn't seen Karma Diva in a while
let me
and
tell you something, Lisa. And I told somebody this the other day too. Like, I hate to be like the crew, because King Roman News be getting heat.
yeah,
When he
yeah,
be talking about his crew, but that's what I've always called our Friday night group,
yeah,
like the crew. The gang,
yeah,
and it was formulated by all of us, and all of us together is like so lit, right? And of course,
right,
we always allow other people to hit the panels with us, but
right,
it's nothing like having us all together, because we're like from the same city. We grew up together, you know what I'm saying? And then
yeah,
add you and add Sislo and add y'all the homies, add y'all in there, and it's like, and other people, Deanna, a lot of people be hitting the Friday Night Lives, but a lot of times people
got
be
stuff
busy,
going on. Yeah,
and
I understand
sometimes
that.
I be busy, so I can't put it
Yeah,
all on me. I mean, all on them. Sometimes they'll hit me up and be like, "Child, I remember when I was working on 12s for like months and months and months during the
yeah.
Rona, and Friday night I set that thing, put the show, and 3 hours later I'm asleep. They blowing me up. Is we going live tonight or not? Is we going? I mean, I was missing some days then, but
Yeah,
I'm just like, if we all can't get together, I
yeah.
don't.
It ain't the same
Yeah,
if everybody can participate.
it's not the same. So maybe you can hit them up. Shoot, we all
And
Facebook
look,
friends. Hit them up
while
on
I'm talking
Facebook.
about while I'm talking about you, I ain't been live in forever, so I can't really say nothing to you.
And I don't be getting notifications from Tony either.
I
Do he still
don't
go
think
live? Because I don't remember seeing a
I,
notification from him in
you
a
know,
long.
me and him used to go live every Tuesday and Thursday, but like you said, life be life,
Mm-hmm.
and we start falling off, and I
Mm-hmm.
think now he just do uploads every now and then, but he all over. You gonna see him every 5 minutes on TikTok and Facebook now. But
Well, you
he,
know what I've been saying ever since December, right? About me and my peeps and my homies and our channels. You know
uh,
what I've been saying? That we need to really work our channels. I,
yeah,
I said that starting around December. I started saying that I
I
want us
gotta do
to
better.
really work our channels. I said that to the people who was thinking about starting channels, who ain't really been going live. I've been saying that since December, and then when January hit, I was like, I'm just gonna try to take off.
Yeah,
Try to take off, and y'all better
you've been
catch. Y'all
doing
better keep
good.
up with me. Y'all better keep up with me.
You've been doing good as far as consistency. I go for a little while and then fall off, and then next thing you know, when last time you went live? 3 months ago.
And see, my thing is, I always kind of been consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I'm trying to be more consistent now, because it really makes a difference, as far as, like, a lot of us on here, we don't need YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
some people on here need YouTube.
right.
They need that check on the 21st. Otherwise, their life could be in jeopardy. You know what I mean?
I got
So some people will get on here and they will do the most to make sure on the 21st, their bills is paid with that YouTube check. That, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So me, I would never been the kind of person who go way over the top for content.
Well, you know, I ain't even
But
monetizing.
right, but this year I wanted to start off at the beginning of the year, and it was kind of like a challenge to me and to my friends, even to
Mm-hmm.
bro. Remember, he been saying he gonna start a channel for what, the last year. Then remember
Yeah,
he said one New Year. Then he said February. Then he said March. Then he said April. So they still ain't started a channel, and I get it. You know, life be lifing, but I wanted to do that to challenge people to start
yeah,
taking our channels more seriously.
yeah.
Because I mean, for one, we have people who support us. They want to
Right.
see us. They want to hear from us. And when you don't go live for a long time, that really affects the algorithm.
It
People
really
won't get
does.
notifications. You know, it's crazy how that can affect your algorithm if you don't go live. And so, not only that, but it can be very lucrative if you work your channel. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work my channel. I'm really trying to, work it, because sometimes people be on here and they be on here for years and years and years and years, and they give up. They be
Yeah.
like, forget this channel, it ain't, it
Yeah, I
ain't,
think
doing
you
nothing
know
for me.
I done had my channel since 2014, and you know I got subscribers, but I never did get to watch hours in. So you know I ain't gave up, but I ain't really been putting no effort in either.
And
So
I challenged you. I challenged Sislo. I've been
Miss
trying to
Cisco was
challenge people.
doing
I
pretty
even
good
challenged
for a
Marco.
while.
Huh?
I was getting Cisco's notifications pretty regularly for a little while. She was doing pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, she been doing some here and there, but I don't even get her notifications, and that's what happens. And I
Yeah,
even have the notification bell hit, but you don't get notifications if you don't go live on the regular.
that
So
is
that's
true.
just how it is. But the people who I know who really want to get to their channels, if you work your channel, I will help and help and help and help. But sometimes people want you to shout out their channels and drop their links and woo, and they ain't doing no content.
Right.
I ain't doing no
Yeah.
content. I have always been somebody who will help and help and help and help support your channel, especially if you support mine. And if we need to do like a marathon or something to get somebody's numbers up or to get somebody to 1K, then we'll do shit like that too. But I do want those who really want to work their channels and try to grow their channels and get them to be lucrative for them as additional income, a second job, part-time job, whatever you want to call it. I definitely want to be able to assist those who want to get to that part. Just like Taylor Boo, beautiful Taylor in the chat. One day I saw Taylor channel. I said, you know what? She been supporting me for a long time. I was always subscribed to her channel, but I'm like,
Mhm.
she's so close. She's so close. So I made a comment. She had commented under my video one day, and I responded. I said, Taylor, we gonna get you to 1K. I said the next time I do a video, I'm gonna be dropping your link. And that next day, I did a video live, and Taylor was in the chat. And I
I
said,
know.
Taylor, we about to drop your link all day, all night, until you get to 1K. And we kept checking and checking the numbers while we was live. Okay, 40 more, 30 more, 20 more,
Mm,
10 more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's the kind of support that we supposed to be giving people on here. And that's the type of support that I got when I first started. But somewhere along the line, some content creators, they get so in this state where they
Hmm.
forget about helping the next person get a leg up. So
Well,
that's why.
we've been trying to get Tony up there. He finally got to like 300 and something. He come a long way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that is good. That is really, really good. I know a lot of people just want that community wall. They just want to get that community wall. And they happy with that. I'm like, don't stop there. Go
Yeah,
all the way to
but
1K. Get monetized.
but it's the content too though, because you got to be doing something that people gonna want to come and watch. And a lot of times, with ours, we're more on that financial stuff, and everybody don't want to hear about that. But like, if you got a channel in the beef sector where you're doing like, the juicier content, then a lot of times you'll do better. So
And
I
even
factor that
not
in
just
too.
that. Like when I started off, excuse me, I wasn't doing B sector content. I was
Yeah, because you're
watching
doing
it.
reviews, right?
I was doing TV show reviews, trending
Right.
news, interviews, all that kind of shit. A lot of my numbers and my top videos, those are
Hmm.
from TV show reviews, not from B sector content. And
Right.
then I decided to do another channel. I wanted to
Hmm.
keep, like, if you go to that other channel, it's mainly interviews and TV show reviews.
The
All my B
402,
sector shit be over here.
the hood type of 402.
No. That's my backup channel, the primetime channel.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
one
Okay.
that had like when I do my TV show reviews, I go
Yeah.
live from there and from here and maybe like Twitter or Facebook at the
Okay.
same time. So the videos can be over there and over here. But when I do just my B sector shit or my fuck
Yeah.
shit, I only do it on this channel.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what I do. So that's why I remember that time I told you, I said it wouldn't hurt to get a second channel so you can talk about other stuff and keep it away from the finance video
Yeah.
topics.
I probably
And you
wouldn't be
ain't
on
gotta
it,
do B sector talk. You can do whatever you want to talk about. Whatever, just
But I guess I'm looking at I'm not full fledged on the one channel I got. I ain't gonna do nothing with
yeah,
two.
that's true. But that's just a thought if you wanted to ever, switch
Yeah.
gears sometime.
I get you.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't have to. I'm just
I
saying
mean, it's
if
a good
you don't.
idea because that's a lot of times, I try to support and share and stuff, but I do kind of be careful what I share because since my
Mhm.
main channel is supposed to be finance,
The
you know,
algorithm.
and if I
Mhm.
share things that's beef sector, a lot of people don't won't get the connection, like, but I
That's
will
what I'm talking
share
about.
stuff.
The algorithm. That the
Yeah.
algorithm. Yep.
So I
Yep.
try to be careful, but I always and
Mhm.
support or subscribe, whatever. But I just don't always share everything. It just depends on what the content is.
Exactly. I
Since
get it.
I'm
Trust
not a
me.
beef sector
Trust
content creator. So
Trust me, I got channels out there that don't nobody even know about. And
right. And I hear a lot of people say
I
that.
don't ever even search anybody in the B sector on those channels. Because once you
Right.
get the searching, once you get the liking, once you get the watching, you slowly evolve into that algorithm of that type of
Right.
content.
And that's why I was kind of asking earlier when we were talking about K Fit and how she's only doing like beef sector on one night. And it's kind of hard because you're still gonna be in that algorithm, but you got your other topics that you're covering, so it could get to be where they start, you know.
Well, I think with her, I think the way she got it going might work out well for her
Okay,
because of the simple fact that she does most of her content is uploads.
okay,
Like the rest of her stuff is uploads.
gotcha.
And then for the B sector, she comes live and she said it's only going to be on Wednesdays. So I
Okay,
think she'll probably still be okay. But I'm
okay,
sure if she realizes that this algorithm thing is not working so well for my other content and my fashions and talking about my son who might be autistic and different, she might
yeah,
think to create a whole new, channel. Or
right,
turn that channel into a B sector like some people do, and they just create another channel for the other stuff.
exactly. Kind of like what you were suggesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. But yeah, however you want to work that, and that's of course if you want to, because the thing about it, I could have been doing everything over there on prime time, but I
Mhm.
wanted to have a channel. This was my mentality was okay. I got that channel over there. It's a little cleaner, even though we, sometimes it get a little ratchet on some of the
Mhm.
interviews I had over there, but for the most part, it's just TV show reviews. And I was
Mhm.
like, I wanted a channel where I can be more free, and I don't
Right.
have to censor myself so much, and I don't care to be censored.
Yeah, you can
So
be more
I
relaxed.
started that channel. I started this channel because of that. Because I wanted to be able to say what I want and cuss if I want to and whatever, whatever. And if the AdSense be AdSensing, that's great. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people who don't have to live off the YouTube. But what I
Right.
noticed was, girl, we can cuss like sailors all day long on here, and the it
Don't
still be
stop the money.
the dollar sign still be green on every
Yeah.
bit. Like over the
I've
last
I've
3 months,
always heard you say that.
I probably had, and I usually go back and check to see how often I'll get a yellow. And a
Mm-hmm.
yellow is just partial monetization, or it'll tell you, this is not the type of content that all uh advertisers might be willing to, that whatever it says
Yeah.
when it turns yellow, right? So I'll go like 30, 40 videos before I get one yellow, then 20,
Mm-hmm.
30, 40 videos, then I get another yellow. And it just depends on the content, not necessarily what we're saying. Like if I talk about
Mm-hmm.
R. Kelly or P. Diddy or something like that, it's probably 100% going to be yellow most of the time
Mm.
because of the content that we're talking
Okay.
about. But when people be talking about, oh, you can't cuss, and I don't want you to cuss, and I don't cuss, that ain't what's making your videos yellow. It's
Yeah.
the content. If you're on there dragging kids,
Right.
talking about people's parents, talking about people's diseases or healthy. I mean, it's the content that decreases your mind. It's not the cuss words. I promise you that.
Yeah.
And I just showed y'all several times. Green, 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 green. Even on the Friday Night Live videos. Green, green,
Mm-hmm.
green, green. Like, and we be cutting up on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was like, man, you be all
Okay.
right. Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, thanks for letting me come hang out with you today.
And
I'm
thanks for
on.
joining me and keeping me
I'm on.
company and
Yeah.
everybody else who
No.
kept me company today.
And I wasn't watching the chat, but if there's anybody that I usually talk to that I ain't say hi to in the chat, y'all look over me because I wasn't looking at the comments. So
I wasn't
but
having time either. I need to get better with that. I know I have been getting better with it, but
but
it's
it's
so
hard,
hard to keep your train of thought all the time when you're trying
right?
to do a show and then you trying to say hi to every single person and read every single comment. And that's why a lot of times when I'm live, I just make sure I keep highlighting, highlighting,
Yeah.
highlighting. So that
And
I
I know
recognize
I
your comments.
noticed I noticed the bigger the chat, the faster it seems like y'all
It's
comments
so
be moving.
fast.
Because I hear y'all saying, they going by too fast, and then some people tell them to slow the comments down. So I'm like, shoot, they must be just boom, 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 boom.
They come really, really fast. They really, really fast. And even if you got 100 people in your chat, if every person is making 100 comments, you know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
lot of comments. And
See,
when you go back in the if you check the analytics to your videos, you can
mhm.
see how many comments you got.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be so
Girl,
amazed
I ain't
sometimes,
never
like
had more
700
than
comments, 800 comments,
I ain't
2,000
never had
comments.
more than 10 people in the chat, so I don't know nothing about all that.
Girl, I'm just saying. And if you slow the chat down,
Uh-huh.
then that means people can make a comment. Then they gotta wait like 2-3 minutes before they can make another comment.
Okay.
That's what happens when you go in and manually slow the chat down.
Right.
So that don't work out too well either.
And then there's kind of a delay too, right? Because I'll see
Exactly.
where content creators will be like, put a one, and then they'll be still waiting to get a response, and you may put the one like 30 seconds ago, but y'all can't see it yet.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
there's some type of delay too. So
Yep. Yep. So I just leave it on. I'm like, if I see you, I see you. But I at least try to for the most part, I try to highlight every single comment. Like, but when I'm really seriously trying to just get some shit out, I'll
mhm.
just keep talking and talking, talking. Then I'll probably go back through, read some comments, go back and highlight. But
Yeah,
yeah. But I don't know how the bigger content creators, I don't know how
yeah,
they get used to that, or if they
right.
ever get used to that. Because sometimes I see people literally, they'll be stopping. Hi, and some people don't like that. They hate that shit. Just keep going. Just keep going. You got to keep saying hi, 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 hi.
Yeah.
You going on in your story, then hi, 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 hi. Some people hate that shit. Like just
But
talk.
then I guess a lot of the people get offended when you don't recognize them too sometimes. So I
Yep.
guess they don't want to leave nobody out. So it's just I can imagine it's hard, especially you got
Yeah.
over 1,000 people in your chat. Ain't no way you can
And
speak to
I ain't never
everybody.
had that many people in here. I wouldn't know what to do if I had 1,000 in the damn chat. I'm like, some of y'all need to leave because I can't keep
Yeah,
up with the chat.
yeah, it can be. I'm usually pretty good at multitasking, but trying to read and multitask too, that's a lot.
It's hard. And then when I get in the chat real good, I'll be like, what was I saying? What was I saying?
Right.
Yeah. Like,
You
but
gotta
we
know what
don't
you're
do it
talking
on
about.
purpose. Like, I know
Right.
most people who are subbies understand that we don't try to purposely skip
Yeah.
over a comment or skip their name or, you know, we
Right.
don't do it on purpose. We don't. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, a lot of people was in the chat today. I saw a lot of my faves in the chat today. Some members in the chat today. Y'all, I love my members, Mel and Taylor. And I don't know if there's any other members still left in here right now, but I love my members. And members, y'all know every now and then on the top tier, I put like videos of me and my fam or, me hanging out with friends. So make sure y'all check those out because I'm going to be adding more and more.
And
I just
I still got my back to the table coffee cup
I
when
know.
you first
Ooh,
started the members.
TMO just told me the other day. She had hit my panel
I
probably a
think I
week
remember
or so
her
ago.
coming up there
Yep,
saying
she's
that.
like, I still got my coffee cup, my the hood table
Mm-hmm.
coffee cup. Like, I still got mine too. Shoot, I was just drinking from it the other day.
Yep. Because you
But
were
yeah,
always good about that. Deanna was always good about, with her giveaways and stuff. So, I hold on to all of this stuff.
yep, and that's what I do. So that's another thing I'm trying to get like I said, the more and more I manage my channel
Mm-hmm.
and keep grinding, that helps me to be able to give back. So
Yeah.
I'm about to start getting back into that as well. Because I think I used to do it like on the first of every month. I
And
would
then you
have
had the newsletter, remember?
Yep,
You
I
were
had a
doing the
newsletter. And I
newsletter?
still do that every now and then, not monthly. I ain't even
Okay.
gonna lie. I still do that every now and then. I do the newsletters. But yeah, I need to get back to that too. But when I was working a lot, it was like, oh God, I barely had time to do anything.
Yeah.
Thinking about typing up letters and all that kind of stuff for the website. It
Yeah.
was a lot. It was a lot. But I'm trying to even myself out, with life and with YouTube and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm just gonna try to do the best I can without overwhelming myself because I don't want to get to that point where I'm like, "Fuck this YouTube! I'm about to take a
And it
3 month
starts
hiatus."
being fun. It turns into work and it stops being fun when you gotta do all that.
Right, and I don't want it to be fun. That's why I don't even come on here if I ain't really got something to say,
Yeah.
or if I think like the storylines is. I just stay in the chats.
Yeah.
I try not to come live just to come live.
Right.
If I really don't have something to add or some real good commentary or some, I just saw something I just like, oh yeah, this is definitely some content. I'll just stay in the chats and let everybody else do their content.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah. But anyway, thank you again, Mel, for joining me. It was a pleasure to speak to you today. And also, you guys, don't forget again to like and share the video. If you're new here, please, consider subscribing to the channel and joining one of the memberships. And also, if you want to donate to the platform, our Cash App is $ the hood table 402. Thank you so very much. Love you, Mel. I will holler at you soon.
All
And
right.
see you in the chats. Of course, I'll see you in the chats.
Of course.
All right. Cool. All right, you guys. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.